Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's yours, mate. I reckon we got two changes, Craig, that I can see. Frost coming in and Barham. Did you go to Maidenhead Tuesday? I can't remember if I saw you or not.
Yeah. Who's out then?
Haji Minoga.
Really?
He got injured near the end, didn't he?
Oh, right.
And Barham comes in for Hutchinson. Who did you travel with, Craig?
Morsey.
All right.
The journey's been enough.
Yeah, he wouldn't have wanted to. The same as me, he wouldn't want to be here this late.
From Dartford Tunnel onwards, anything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong.
Yeah. From there onwards, oh blimey, you expected problems there. It's just so slow then approaching down that, what is it, 127 or whatever. It's just, it's constantly 50. There's traffic lights about every half a mile, isn't there? I mean, I come through two of them just as they've gone red. Took me chances.
Didn't have cameras on him.
Didn't see any. Dan Mooney, he's got previous scoring against Aldershot for Altrincham.
Cardwell's name rings a bell as well.
Yeah. He was at, scored a few goals in that Chorley FA Cup run.
Well, it might be the other end. I've got the video, but yeah, he got like a scissor challenge. Yeah, that's it. The challenge leg got him, and he sort of almost came back up. Thankfully, he was off the ground when they hit him. But it was what he put it big planted. He was in the Premier League. That's VAR. They're looking at that because it's just the thoughts. Yeah. Mascots I've ever seen. And the worst beat ever. There's quite a split, isn't there, in the age group? It's got to be a stag. It's got to be a stag, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I'll try the other one, but we had a problem with it the other night. This was much. Just try that one. I don't think we're on it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Do again, sorry. Go on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
About there, I think, for you, yeah. And this is testing the commentator's microphone levels. Testing the there we go. Cameron, can you hear me? Yeah, just wanted to check whether you've dialed us up to the internet yet or not, or when that will be done. Oh, I haven't. No, lovely. That's great. Thank you so much. Nice one. Cheers. All right, lovely. Thank you.
Were beaten 1-0 at Borewood on Tuesday night, having played well, conceded a penalty, failed to convert from the spot.
Is there any working Wi-Fi in here?
Any of their other chances. Nor Hussein limped off with an ankle injury during the second half of that game. He is not fit to be involved today, so Dan Mooney comes back into the starting lineup, having dropped to the bench for Tuesday night's game. So Blue lineup, Steve Arnold in goal, Jack Bridge, the joint top scorer, and Scott Morris, the wing backs, Nathan Howe, Sean Hobson, and Payne.
Exclamation mark.
Have Miley and West Pivot sitting in front of the defence with Dan Mooney slightly in front of them.
SUFC.
SUFC capital. The substitutes: Louis Lomas, Callum Powell, Harry Taylor, Chris Ray, and Jason Dimitri. As for Aldershot, they haven't won in their last 6 league games, which has seen them slip to 17th in the National League. They've made a couple of changes from the side which drew 1-1 with Maidenhead on Tuesday night.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Graham. This is Rob at Roots Hall. Never in doubt. Famous last words. Aldershot on their travels again, down in Southend. It's the Shots fans' tour of duty. Worked out that there should be about 400 here, but it's difficult to tell at the moment. Rob Worrell and Craig Matthews, your commentary team today, coming up in around about 10-12 minutes. Second preview to radio to follow very shortly. Sunny in Germany, is it, John? It's definitely nicer there then than it is here. It's dry at the minute, but it's overcast, coldish, breezy, and the rain has abated at the moment. Come on, Craig, let's have one of us both. It's the third time we've done it now, isn't it? You're in there. Hang on, do you want to hold the microphone up? Look like a pro. Yeah.
Send it to me, mate.
Yeah. I nearly sent it to Craig Stanley.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't take a close look at the table this morning, but I think there's still a couple of games that they could win, get themselves back in touch. But obviously, this one is very important for them today. Kevin pointed to the fact, that they've done okay in those games, that they've performed reasonably well, and that's to be applauded. They are fine margins, but that's true of every club pretty much every season, apart from when you get the real big boys, your Man Cities and the likes of the Liverpool who run away from things. And yes, performance is important, but it's only a guide to how you're progressing. Very often you look at performance and statistics.
No, not today. No fish and chips either down at the seafront. None of all that. But never mind, we were here in plenty of time. I mean, there was at least 10 or 15 seconds to spare when we did that first update. But no, we're here. And a lot of Shots fans are here as well. We haven't quite got an idea on the number yet, but 4 coach loads and plenty of people, of course, coming by car, and maybe a few that could find trains that were operating today. So we're thinking maybe certainly upwards of 300, possibly 400 to 500, which will be double what it would normally be for the Shots fans. And they and Aldershot themselves come in search, Joe, of those elusive 3 points that are always difficult to get in this league and have been particularly hard for the Shots to come by of late. They picked up a point in the week at Maidenhead. And Southend are on a poor run, but they have played some very stiff opposition. They've lost their last 4 playing on the likes of Chesterfield and Bournemouth and Wrexham, and they'll be confident of bouncing back today. They're just outside the playoff positions. They still believe they've got a chance despite all the off-field problems here. If I can briefly mention, it's 6 years to the day that I did my first commentary after the incredible Gav Dennison moved on from Aldershot. So 6 years to the day and 50 years to the week since I saw my first Aldershot game, and it's coincided with the tour of duty. So we've got all the ingredients for a special occasion, Joe. I just wonder whether the team itself can turn up and deliver that for us.
He's had a really difficult season with injuries. He can't get a run of games. When he has it, his form hasn't been great. So just keeping your fingers crossed for him today, that he can come in and show everybody what a good man he can be and should be.
Well, how very young you are, Joe. That's what you're inferring there, isn't it? But yeah, I'm going to go for a score draw here today, which wouldn't be a bad point for the Shots, and it would probably be a little bit frustrating for Southend, desperate to get back to winning ways. 1 all or 2 all is the difficult, but I'm going to go, what special occasion, let's go for the Desmond. That's the final preview to radio listeners. Because I didn't do the team in detail in that one, I did it in the previous one, I'll just read through it now. If Aldershot line up 4 at the back, I think it'll be Ashby Hammond in goal, Kenlock, Cordner, Jordan and Frost at right back, with Ochieng, Partington and Pendlebury in midfield. Pendlebury the more advanced of them, and then Glover, Amaluza and Jack Barham, who makes his full Aldershot Town debut this afternoon, because of course he only came on as a substitute off the bench on Tuesday night. Southend's lineup is as follows: Steve Arnold in goal, a back 3 of Nathan Ralph. Yes, he's an ex-shot and he'll be playing at left centre-back this afternoon. Ollie Kensdale and Sean Hobson. And then across the midfield, left wing back Jack Bridge, Wes Fongok and Cav Miley in the centre of midfield, Gus Scott Morris on the right, and then Dan Mooney, who's got a bit of previous against the shots in his Altrincham days, will be playing just behind the dual strike force of Harry Cardwell and Rhys Murphy. We are now 12 and a half minutes away from kick-off here at Roots Hall. My summariser this afternoon will be Craig Matthews from the Aldershot Town media team, and we'll be back with you fully and ready to go for the duration of the afternoon in about 5 minutes time. Southend against Aldershot Town, Tour of Duty 2023 with Rob and Craig coming up in 5 minutes.
They're the top sides because their defenders are consistent. And so when Harry Carwell or Dan Mooney comes up against these better defenders, against Aldershot, they might come up against one that's good 2 out of 5. Against Wrexham, they're going to come up that's good 4 out of 5. And so you're probably going to come up against a good defender on top of his game. And the higher up you go, the more difficult you get because of that. And Dan Mooney is one of those that has just got to now learn, right, how can I produce week in, week out? And Kevin's got to find what suits Dan Mooney, because you see lots of argument, people saying, oh, he's being played out of position, he should play up front, he should play out wide, he should play in the hole. Don't care where he plays, just go and find a place for him that he's going to add to the strength of the team, because up to now...
Thank you, Steve Brett, and good afternoon to you. Not a million miles from here, is that right? Still in Kent, Steve? League position. No. 7 points off the playoffs now. Does that sound right to you that Aldershot are unbeaten here in the last 4 visits?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been here for probably most of those.
Did you come last season to the 3-2?
Yeah. I remember that horrible error from Mitch Walker.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They had Smudger here, Neil Smudger Smith last season. We didn't quite see it because it all took place behind this pillar here.
Yeah, it did.
And so we really didn't get a clear view.
Murphy scored it.
Steve Brett just confirming, yeah, he still lives in Kent. We're 9 minutes away from kick-off here at Roots Hall. Not going to get quite the same sound effects this afternoon, listeners. We are inside a box. There's no way that I can get the sound effects microphone outside of it, so it will sound like a bit like those days back in the pandemic where we called the games from inside the executive box in the south stand of the EBB. Apologies for that, not a lot I can do about it. Have you found the link to the commentary?
To the what?
A couple of people telling me they can't find the link again to the commentary. Is it not in the normal place, do you know?
Right, I'll have a look.
Yeah.
And see. On Shotswell.
No, on BBC website.
Oh, right, I can never find that anyway, mate.
Oh,
Very
right.
rarely listen to it. Because
I'll have a look now.
I'm invariably at the games. Tommy Willard's gone out on loan.
Yeah, to Farnborough. Good day to you, Neil, in Florida. I don't know what time of day it is there. Perhaps you can come at me again with that one. It's definitely daytime because, listeners, I've just seen a photo of Neil that I can't unsee now in his swim shorts. Yeah, it's listed as normal in the normal place. It's 11 a.m. in Florida. Colin Hayden confirming that the commentary link is in the same place it always is. Yeah, 11 a.m. in Florida. Neil Hock is looking very happy. I hope he's looking as happy as that after the game. Six minutes to 3. Teams will be out very shortly. And then myself, Rob Worrell and Craig Matthews will get our commentary underway this afternoon. From the National League, 9th placed Southend against 17th placed Aldershot Town. No win in 6 for us. They did, yeah.
Was it 1-0?
Yeah.
It was a penalty, wasn't it?
It was. Well, we're all sat good and ready to go here at Roots Hall. Wait in the teams that will come out from the tunnel just below us. Nice to be on or around the halfway line this afternoon after being stuck down one end of the ground at Maidenhead the other night. Not one of my favourite trips, not a happy hunting ground for many teams, but someone else who was there alongside me this afternoon, but they was there on Tuesday night. All things considered, not a bad point for the shots on Tuesday at Maidenhead, Craig.
No, it wasn't. I actually really enjoyed the game. I thought it was two nervous defences coming up against two attacks who were perhaps a little bit shot shy, but over in all, 1-1 was a fair result, and as I say, I actually enjoyed the game.
Yeah, me too. It was quite enjoyable. I think one of the reasons the games can be enjoyable is, regardless of the quality on show, that you go right to the end not knowing which of the three results are going to happen, and that was definitely one of those, wasn't it?
It certainly was, yeah. I mean, Maidenhead obviously had the better of the second half, apart from the last 10 minutes when Aldershot put them under some real pressure. So both teams could have got 3 points. I think in the end both teams will be happy to have settled for 1.
Yeah, it's another point nearer to safety for Maidenhead, and some may argue another point nearer 4 shots. It did extend their gap to the relegation positions to 7 points. the big factor down there is Gateshead, isn't it, listeners? Couple of games, 3 games in hand on Aldershot now, and a few more points than the other 3 in the bottom 4. And so really how they get on today against Torquay, and obviously Shots play them on the 25th, they're going to be crucial games. And you know, if they get beaten by Torquay today and Shots don't lose to them, then you know, Shots aren't going to need too many more points to be safe, are they? But equally, it goes the other way. They beat Torquay today, come to Aldershot and win, and Aldershot are right in it.
Absolutely. Our destiny's very much in our own hands. If we can put enough points on the board, obviously we will stay up. We're out of the relegation zone, 6 points clear of it at the moment, and with teams like Gateshead still to play.
Yeah, I think, I'll just double check that, but I think it's 7. I think it went up from 6 to 7 the other night. Gateshead on 33 points, Shots on 40. But that's
your word
a
for
minor
that.
detail, but we take every point we can get, Craig, is that right? Okay, the teams are out, the bins are on. My commentary partner for this afternoon, Craig Matthews, is alongside me. Might just be your 3rd game doing this now, is it? Or 4th?
It is, yeah. 3 in 6 years, I think. But I just remember in the first time I came here to Southend United, away to our left, which is a seated home end, has got some flats behind it. The first time I came here, that was a big open terrace.
Yeah.
So that would have been in Aldershot FC's days, back in the Football League, in the days of Len Walker. Ian Gillard, remember, played that day for the Shots, and I think we lost.
Well, it's interesting you're talking about memories and reminiscing, because you've just prompted me to mention something that I was going to mention, then completely forgot. So first of all, I don't suppose he's listening in, but hello to Gav Dennison. 6 years ago today, he passed on the reins of the Aldershot commentary to myself, and me and Nicky Bull called a game up at Guiseley. And the Shots have been on a long unbeaten run and lost that game 1-0, but they went on a good run after that and made the playoffs. So that's 6 years ago today.
Yeah, funnily enough, my first Aldershot game on the radio with you, Rob, was also away at Guiseley. That was a 1-1 draw. I think it was an equalising goal for us by Louis Soares right at the very end.
That sounds good. Yeah, your memory's better than mine on that one. And the other thing, and I got to give credit to my brother Patrick Worrell for this one, I always thought I watched Aldershot for the first time as a 10-year-old. He has corrected me. We came to Aldershot against Doncaster in March 1973, which means this week it's 50 years since my first Aldershot town game. And then, if it wasn't good enough with those 2 anniversaries, the big one really today, away to our right, and the numbers have really swollen there, haven't they? Plenty of balloons flying around and 1 or 2 flags being raised. The Aldershot Town Tour of Duty, Craig. It's always a big day. They've pulled out the stops. The numbers have probably doubled for today, and we're due a positive result on a Tour of Duty day. Is that right?
We certainly are, and I wouldn't be surprised if there is still more to arrive. The traffic getting here today was absolutely horrendous. We queued up for at least an hour to get through the Dartford Tunnel. Hopefully that's all cleared up, and all the Shot supporters will get here very soon if they're not here already.
Yeah, good afternoon to Mike Winfield as well, who's found the commentary link without being sent from me. The Shots are out, and in a huddle, which Joe Partington, the skipper, just parts arms and joins in. It's kind of crucial that he's there, because I think it's him that does the talking at that point. Southend not messing around with any of that. Their management and subs depart to the sides, along with the ball boys. Referee Scott Simpson's going to get us underway very shortly. 11 games in the National League, 36 yellows, just the 1 red. He refereed Aldershot once this season at the EBB against Notts County. That was a 3-0 home defeat. Shots are in the home kit, red shirts, white shorts and blue socks. Going to kick from right to left, away from their 400 or so fans in the first half. Southend in their home straight of a deep dark blue with white trim and white shorts. And we're very, very close to kick-off here. Southend, we think, will be a 3-4-3. Steve Arnold in goal. Ralph, Kensdale and Hobson, the back 3. Bridge, Fonguk, Miley and Scott Morris across the midfield 4. Scott Morris, of course, like Tyler Cordner, has been called up to the England C squad for the game on Tuesday night up at Altrincham against Wales. And then Dan Mooney playing behind Cardwell and Murphy. Southend head the ball into touch just inside their own half for a Shots throw, and the Shots line up as follows: Ashby Hammond in goal, Kenlock, Cordner, Jordan, and, well, actually keep an eye on it. Frost might be closer to midfield at the minute, so we keep an eye on that Shots formation. I'll give you the other players: Ochieng, Partington, Penderbury, Glover, Amaluza and Barham. Here's Rhys Murphy playing it forward. Corey Jordan should get on that. Turns it back inside to Ashby Hammond. Nice kick from him into the left channel. It's won easily in the air by Sean Hobson. Barham and Amaluza go for the same ball. It's bouncing loose. Yeah, Frost most definitely is in midfield. And I'm wondering still, Craig, if we've got a 3 or a 4 at the back. Could be Glover the right wing back and Frost the left wing back. That's my gut feeling at the minute.
It looks that way. It looks like we've started with 3 at the back with Joe Partington playing just in front of them.
Barham just gets away from Hobson but can't steer it to a shots player. We go back to Ollie Kensdale. And Kensdale spreads it across to the third centre-back on the left side, Nathan Ralph, former shots player. He lifts the ball forward into a vacant position really on the pitch, and it goes all the way through to Ashby Hammond. So we're almost 2 minutes in here, and it's Southend 0, Aldershot Town 0. And I'll hand you to Craig Matthews while I pick my pen up off the floor.
Yeah, balls with Luca Ashby Hammond kick forward 3/4 of the way down the pitch. And it's a free kick to Southend United for a little nudge by Jack Barham.
There you go, Craig's commentary debut there. Southend spring it out to the left-hand side. Bridge takes it, lovely ball it was from Mooney, but Glover's won it off him, goes back to corner. He's playing on the right side of those 3 centre-backs today. Jordan in the middle, and Kenlock, who for the first time plays as left centre-back, Craig, but we knew he could play that position. And he's slotted into the Aldershot Town really well. He's onto the ball now. He's cut out a pass from Mooney. Mooney into Partington. Partington to Pendlebury, who's quite deep and being shepherded by a couple of Southend players. Comes inside to Cordner. Cordner makes a difficult pass look easy and goes back to Ashby Hammond. Approaching the 3rd minute mark. It's the Shrimpers 0, the Shots 0. Here's that's a poor challenge there from Ochieng, who, despite it only being the 3rd minute, Craig, has timed that so poorly.
I think the referee has given his 32nd yellow card of the season there for that one.
He certainly has.
And it was probably justified.
Yeah, that's not good for Ochieng. He's got to go 87 minutes on a yellow. And he likes a tackle, doesn't he? But I mean, time of the game, yeah, that's a moot point really. A foul's either a yellow or not, and obviously you can get them for totting up a fouls. But his first foul, enthusiasm at the start of the game, just slightly mistimed it. I think Mooney made a little bit of a meal of it, and that ensured the yellow card. That's my opinion. Takes a free kick, comes in, Cordner wins the header, drops down to Wes Fonguk, who we're more familiar with seeing in the amber and black of Barnet, but now a Southend player. Here is Ralph, who's well forward. Can he get a ball in from the left? Well, he can't, because it's cut out by Tyler Cordner. Puts it behind for a corner to Southend. Their first of the game as we approach the 4 minute mark. Shrimpers 0, Shots 0. Very, very different setting, feel and everything from Maidenhead on Tuesday night.
It's great that even though we're stuck inside this inside building looking at the ground, we can still hear the Shot supporters in loud voice this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely, and I hope you can pick up now and again on your on a sound effects microphone. We are inside a commentary box this afternoon, no choice in that matter. Corner then to Southend. I think that same man Mooney has gone over there to take it. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger. In it comes, headed away by the same man, Tyler Cordner, only as far as, in fact that's Mooney who's on the ball now, so it was Bridge who took the corner, and that one's hoofed into touch. It'll be a throw into Southend, almost level with the edge of the Shots penalty area. We're approaching the 5 minute mark. A little 1-2 from the throw, and in comes a lovely cross now, and Ashby Hammond comes to punch it and gets nowhere near it, Craig. I don't know, when he actually punched, he punched either into a Shots or a Southend player, didn't he?
Yeah,
somebody else cleared it.
It wasn't the most convincing punch I've ever seen. Fell straight to the feet of Southend's number 10, Rooney, but he shot straight back and wide, which is an improvement of what happened when he did that against Barnet, Rob.
That's it, it's Rooney. It's Mooney, not Rooney. But I get your drift. Of course, yeah, Dan Mooney. Remember he scored the winning goal for Altrincham, didn't he? I think it was last season when they were in terrible form, Altrincham, and hadn't had a win all season. And Mooney got the winner late on there. Horrible deflection. Here's Pendlebury battling for it in midfield, and Frost battles as well. The loose ball's picked. Oh, good tackle from Pendlebury. Amaluza feeds Frost. It bounces back to him inadvertently off a Southend player, and it goes into touch. And for the first time, really, Craig, Aldershot can attack the Southend final third from this throw. No Haji Minoga today.
No, he's a big loss for Aldershot. He's been far and away the most impressive performer for us brilliant. Over the last month. Yeah. Sadly, I don't think we'll be seeing him in a shot shirt next season, because he's destined for higher things. I think.
Tremendous player, real athlete. The first throw has gone back into touch. It's another throw. Frost into the feet of Ochieng. Gives it back. Comes off another Southend player and goes into touch. Scott Morris. Another throw to the shots, third one now. Amaluza, can he get his ball across? He can. Oh, what a great effort from Jack Barham. He just drilled it low across Amaluza, and Barham ran towards the near post, just flicked at it with the outside of his right foot. And it's surprising how much he managed to lift it. If he'd gone lower, it would have possibly gone in.
It was, and he managed to get in front of the defender there to get his shot away. It was a good, bright spot for Aldershot so far.
Little flicked effort with the outside of his foot. He'd run beyond the goal, so he needed to kind of divert it backwards. But I noticed the one effort he had on Tuesday night, Barham, it was a snapshot inside the penalty area, and it got blocked. But this is, the little clues are there. He's a poacher, isn't he? He'll go for almost any opportunity that he has towards goal.
He will. I know that Maidstone were very keen to keep him, weren't they?
Yeah. So just over then from Barham, and the best effort of the game so far, coming with shots, only effort of the game so far in the 7th minute. Now we're halfway through the 8th. Ball over the top. I think that'll go all the way through to Steve Arnold in the Southend goal. Very unlucky a week or so ago at Wrexham, where Southend lost 1-0. For me and most people, I think, that know anything about football, the goal should have been disallowed, but wasn't. Foul by Paul Mullin. Here's Cardwell holding the ball up, tries to get it in, but Frost is onto the loose ball, plays it up towards Amaluza. Good header from Hobson, just gets his head across and in front of Amaluza. And Southend look to build again on the right hand side. They get that pass, too strong from Scott Morris, Gus Scott Morris even, and he goes all the way back to Ashby Hammond, Craig.
Yeah, going back to Minoga, I think we're without him for the next 2 games, if I recall correctly, as well, aren't we? Is he going away on international duty next weekend?
He is going away. I'm not sure of the exact dates, but he is going away.
I think the games he was missing were Gateshead, home next Saturday, and then Halifax, which has been rearranged for the following Tuesday evening.
Here's Amaluza holding the ball up. Oh, nice turn from him. Little bit of room. Tries a shot. Little deflection. And Arnold does well, because the deflection steered it more towards the corner of the goal. And you wondered just for a moment, Craig, whether that one might creep in.
Yeah, he opened up the opportunity for himself there, got himself away from the defender, shot from the edge of the area. But I think the deflection also took a lot of power out of the shot, which made it fairly easy for Arnold to gather.
That's Craig, Joe, and I'm Rob, of course, yeah. And it's 0-0. Southend probably dominated the first 6 or 7 minutes, didn't create any chances, and then Aldershot have had 2 little half chances in the space of 2 minutes. The first one, Amaluza on the left, just drilled a low ball across, and Jack Barham on his full debut for shots just stabbed at the ball, having come just beyond the goal with the outside of his right foot. A little flicked effort, and it rose up and over the bar, but it was a nice idea. And then after that, Amaluza himself had a shot which got a little bit of a deflection on it and caused Arnold to dive away to his left and gather with relative ease. Southend just going down the right flank now. Let's see if their cross is of any danger. It's not. It goes straight out of play, Joe, and we're approaching the 10-minute mark here at Roots Hall in the Shots tour of duty. Southend 0, Aldershot Town 0.
Aldershot are looking quite lively out front so far, with Barham and Amaluza both having their chances, but both working together well in that front pair role and creating a bit of space for themselves.
We'll keep an eye on the other games in the National League today. Of course, earlier today, Woking lost 1-0 at home to Chesterfield. Eastleigh have got into their standard scoreline, 1-0 up yet again. That happened in the week, and they eventually lost 3-1 to Notts County. There's a ball into the chest of Barham. Glover gives it back. Amaluza, can he pull it back? He does. Barham has an effort. It's on target, and it comes off of Hobson and goes behind for a corner. Just 6 yards out, poked it towards goal. Good defending from Hobson.
That was a really good move by Aldershot there, creating a bit of space for themselves. Barham, Amaluza, both involved again.
Corner then to the Shots, who haven't had too much possession but have looked lively on the break. Pendlebury's going to take this corner. In it comes to the far post, past everybody. Somehow managed to find a gap. Eastleigh have gone and spoiled things by getting a second goal. Here's Frost, toes the ball down the left, gets to the byline, back onto his right. Can he get a ball in? Yes, he can. Oh, it's missed by Barham, who just got a little bit of a head on it. There was plenty of Shots players in there as well, Craig. And a couple of half chances now for Jack Barham.
Yeah, that was another good chance there for Aldershot, and I'm sure had Barham connected with that cleanly, it would have been in the back of the net and 1-0.
York City 1, Dorking Wanderers 0. That goal's come in the 7th minute, and Scunthorpe 1, Wealdstone 0 in the 11th. So far this afternoon, it's only the home sides that have scored in the games that are live, and the one game that was played earlier finished Woking 0, Chesterfield 1, which kind of leaves it all pretty tight for third place in that sort of one home promotion playoff game to get through to the final, which I believe is back at Wembley this season. Oh, lovely touch from Corden, just to pluck the ball out of the sky. Sends it to Partington to Kenlock. Not the best touch, but he does get a touch and manages to poke it into touch. Scott Morris will take the throw for Southend. 0-0 here. 12.5 minutes gone. The only efforts in the game so far have all come from Aldershot. Mostly on the counter, but looking lively on the break. Here's Scott Morris. Cross into the far post. Cordner will head that one away again. And Barham just hooks it on over his head into a bit of space where Amaluza will chase it. And he goes down, and the referee, I think quite rightly, I was watching them, Amaluza was having a bit of a swipe at Ralph as they then both fell down.
Yeah, that wasn't a free kick. Amaluza ran into him. He knew what he was doing, and the referee didn't fall for it.
Exactly right. Here's Pendlebury, does well, turns it down the line to Amaluza, back to Glover. Glover playing another different position this season. The ball goes up to Barham, and he's split between two big centre-backs. That's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Steve Arnold. Yeah, Ryan Glover so far this afternoon, certainly out of possession. Quite a defensive right wing back at the minute. But different roles needed at different times of the season and different points in the game, Craig.
He needs a little bit of luck, does Ryan Glover, because he worked so hard in the Halifax game last week, but absolutely nothing went right for him all afternoon. You couldn't fault his effort or his commitment at all, but unfortunately nothing at all went right for him on the pitch.
Yeah, I spoke off-air to Ross McNeely afterwards, and he said he had considered substituting him, but the fact that his attitude never changed, that he keeps on coming, you know, it didn't matter how many more things went wrong for him, but he kept going. He was very good at Maidenhead. He almost, believe it or not, for his defensive work, got the man of the match from Steve Gibbs, because he worked tirelessly. It was more in a defensive way, and that might have to be more the case today. At the moment, though, he's about to take a throw in for Shots almost halfway inside the Southend half. In it goes to Frost, who gets a bit of a buffeting from behind, but Aldershot keep possession. Cordner squares it to Corey Jordan. Jordan to Miles Kenlock, who looks down the line. It's a good block there from Dan Mooney. Goes into touch. And Mooney, who was kind of given to me on the team sheet, is playing sort of central behind the front two. I think it's more at times, isn't it? Rhys Murphy down the middle with Cardwell and Mooney a little bit on this right hand side. Headed winner from Rhys Murphy. Partington does really well, strokes the ball into the path of Tyler Cordner. Ball down the right channel from him is a good one, but it's headed down by Bridge, picked up by Pendlebury just inside the Southend half. Partington, he'll go back to Corey Jordan, and the Shots, you know, considering they're away to big side, sort of 5,000 plus crowd, settled really well, I'd say, in the opening 15 minutes, Craig.
They have, yeah. They haven't looked overawed by the crowd against them, but as I said, all I can hear is the Aldershot supporters shouting.
Here's Mooney going through the middle, slips a ball into Rhys Murphy, and he scores. One chance, one ball, low down to Ashby Hammond's left, and with their first effort of the game in the 16th minute, the home side take the lead. Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0.
Yeah, Rhys Murphy's developed quite an annoying habit of scoring regularly against Aldershot, unfortunately, in his career. It was a good finish there, but he should never have been put into that position. Aldershot gave the ball away in their back line, and the ball was a great ball through to him, and it was just a one-touch finish into the corner of the net past Ashby Hammond. Keeper could do nothing about that.
We're literally just acknowledging how well Aldershot had settled in the first 15 minutes. Southend hadn't had an effort on goal, and Ashby Hammond's conceded the first effort on goal again. Been a little bit kind of, I wouldn't say harsh, but firm on him of late. That was a good striker's finish. He narrowed the angle as best he could, didn't he? But Murphy's finish was too precise, and I wouldn't. Just a little bit concerned how easily the one pass got him in.
Yeah, we fell asleep for a moment there at the back.
Sun's out here at Roots Hall. It's not, though, in the hearts of the 400 or so Shots fans away to our right, where they've seen their side go behind again to a side that haven't won in the last 4 matches. And we say it so many times, don't we? Teams who are on losing runs, they must love it when Aldershot comes out.
Yeah, but to be fair, their last 4 opponents have all been up in the upper reaches of the league, haven't they?
Oh yeah, they had a similar run
Wrexham,
to ours, wasn't
Boreham Wood,
Chesterfield. Yeah, similar run of games to what Aldershot had in the last 6 or 7 as well. So let's hope the Shots not too discouraged then by going a goal down here. They've started the game well enough. Glover does really well to intercept a ball, looking for Bridge on the left hand side. He's scurrying forward now, feeds the ball to Amaluza. Barham's in the middle, Glover pushes on to the middle. Amaluza into Glover, turns just inside the area, just out, has a shot deflected. Again the deflection takes the speed off it, and it goes through. Comfortable save for Steve Arnold. You have to acknowledge it's good defending, isn't it, to get that block in, to get that foot in, just to take the sting off the shot.
Yeah, it's happened a couple of times now from Jack Barham's effort. Sorry, not Jack Barham's, from Ryan Glover's effort, and from Justin Amaluza's effort. So it is good defending, but Aldershot have shown that they're capable of breaching this defence. They've had 2 or 3 good chances. They shouldn't be disheartened by the fact that they're 1-0 down now, because they're well capable of getting back into this game.
And of course, when they came here last season in Danny Sell's penultimate game in charge, they went down to that horrific goalkeeping error by Mitch Walker, and came back to go 3-1 up and then win the game 3-2 in the end.
Yeah, so it was Rhys Murphy who scored that one as well, if I recall correctly.
It most certainly was. And Shots actually unbeaten on the last 4 visits to Root Hall, so that might give them a bit of encouragement as well. But here's Southend building again. Cardwell's touch doesn't come off. Glover will go back to Ashby Hammond. He clears towards halfway. It's York City 2, Dorking Wanderers 0. Spoke to Dorking. Well, there's a poor ball from Partington. That'll be just shepherded into touch by the Southend defender, Scott Morris. Spoke to the Dorking manager, Mark White, in the week. He went up to see York play Altrincham. Altrincham won that game 2-1. He said he didn't know how York didn't win. They had no luck whatsoever. They've had some today, 2-0 up against Dorking already. In fact, no, the second goal's been disallowed there for York.
As we go up there next month as well, don't we, to play in their new York Community Stadium?
Yeah, that's the one. It's the last away game of the season for the Shots. Here's Murphy holding the ball up. He goes back to Kavanagh Miley, who's really settled in well here. Deemed surplus to requirements at Eastleigh, but snapped up very quickly in the summer by Kev Maher, and he's really found a home here as Kavanagh Miley. So we're in the 20th minute. Southend ball in is cleared towards touch by Corey Jordan. Again, Shots think they've kept it in, but the assistant referee on the far side disagrees, and it will be a throw in to Southend about halfway inside the Aldershot town half. Substitutes from both sides leave the bench to go for a little bit of a warm-up. Talking of warm-up, I'm taking the coat off now because it's quite warm in here, Craig, isn't it?
Seaside weather.
Inside the press box here at the back of the main stand at Southend, just behind the dugouts. and Southend now are for the last 5 minutes just embracing and settling into the fact that they've got the opening goal and they've got the ascendancy now. Here's Partington exchanging passes with Kenlock and Frost cuts inside, buys himself a little bit of space, clips the ball out to the left looking for Barham. Barham takes it nicely under control, goes back down the left hand side to Ochieng, who remember was on a booking from the 3rd minute, and Aldershot just keep possession and build again. The overload at times is at the back between the 3 centre backs when they spread wide. Not the best pass back there from Ochieng, but there's plenty of time for Kenlock to get onto it. He misses out Jordan, goes all the way back to Ashby Hammond, who finds Tyler Cordner. Tyler Cordner skips in between a couple of players, tries a through ball. It's a really good ball to Jack Barham. He could be in one-on-one here. Oh, he's put it wide, and we'd expect better of Jack Barham. Another brilliant through ball from Tyler Cordner. He's shown so many times he can do it. And I don't know where the ball bobbled a bit. It kind of looked like that. Poor finish from Jack Barham. Wasn't too far away, but he should have hit the target from there.
Yes, I'm not sure if it bobbled and he actually meant to try and lob the keeper off his line. It screamed out for a low shot into the corner, but he didn't choose that option.
Lovely ball from Cordner.
That's the best chance we've had so far today.
And that's the sort of chance.
Through one-on-one with the keeper.
That's the sort of chance that you would expect Barham to put away. You know, it's no more difficult than Murphy's at the other end, is it?
No.
In fact, he was cleaner through on goal and slightly more central. Yeah, he's not missed a goal by too much, but from where he was, he shouldn't have been missing the goal at all.
No, he should be making the keeper work at the very least.
Yeah, I thought it could be his moment there, Jack Barham. And what a day to have got his first goal on his full debut on the tour of duty. That could still happen yet, of course, but there's a ball forward down the left channel, cut out by Sean Hobson, and goes into touch. Aldershot will restart with a throw in the left back position. Kenlock will take that. It's Maidenhead United 1, Maidstone 0. That might confirm a couple of things this afternoon. One, that Maidenhead are most definitely not going down, and two, that Maidstone most definitely are. Would you concur?
I think they're gone. Yeah, they're too far adrift now.
Another person asking me for the commentary link. I will send it, but do a number of different jobs here already, trying to keep an eye on the game and the scores and talk to Craig and talk to radio. We'll update our radio listeners very shortly. I can't hear the radio studio in my ears, just if my producer can hear me. It's still Southend 1, Aldershot Town 0. We're in the 24th minute. I can hear it now. And Aldershot are just keeping possession at the moment in their own half. And again they go across the back 3. And Kenlock will pick it up now. And they go back across the back 3 again. Giving me a nice rest here, Craig, as the ball goes from one place to another. And eventually ends up coming back inside to Steve Arnold, who's had a relatively straightforward day today so far. He's had to save a couple of skidded, deflected efforts that have been on his goal, but you would have been horrified and shocked if he'd have not saved either. Ball forward, headed down by Corey Jordan to Miles Kenlock. Kenlock to Partington. Glover wanted the ball into space, but Partington goes square to Pendlebury, and now to Cordner. Got such an eye for a pass, Cordner, isn't he? I think he's
done
got
that
the
so
best
many
eye for
times
defence.
this season.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to update our radio listeners now. Well, Aldershot were the better side in the opening 15 minutes. They created 3 or 4 little snapshots and half chances. Barham had a couple, Amaluza and Glover as well. But on 15 minutes, a lovely ball from Mooney slipped through to Rhys Murphy, and the striker finished with aplomb low down to Ashby Hammond's left. So the shots went behind on 15 minutes. Since then, they've responded well, and Tyler Cordner put a beautiful through ball through to Jack Barham on his full shots debut, and it was a golden opportunity, clean through on goal from the edge of the area, and he lifted his shot over the bar and slightly wide as well. So big opportunity missed from the shots, and with 25 minutes gone, they trail. It's Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Southend back in possession on halfway. is Miley in possession. Exchanges passes with Ralph. Ralph goes back to Kensdale, who trades a few more triangular passes. Fonguk involved as well. Here's Miley picking it up, slots it into Caldwell. Little ball round the corner, finds Mooney. Mooney back to Scott Morris. Not the best first touch. Cardwell hooks it on and in. Corey Jordan's well placed, toes it behind. Another corner to Southend, and Southend looking to get back to winning ways, but the shots as well. Aldershot haven't won in 6 now in the National League. 3 draws and 3 defeats. Southend have lost their last 4. But as Craig alongside me pointed out, they've had a wretched run of fixtures against the likes of Bournemouth and Wrexham and Chesterfield. Much like the Shots did in their last 6 games as well. So, sun breaking through the clouds here. Left-footed corner, comes in, headed away by Tyler Cordner. Fonguk has a shot on goal. That smashes into Jack Barham, I think, and flies away into touch. And it'll be a throw to Southend United. In the back end of the 27th minute, Scott Morris will take. Run from Fonguk is gnawed. Goes to Mooney. Mooney pokes it back out to Fonguk. Shapes to go with the cross with the right foot. Looks inside, comes back out. Scott Morris. Poor ball then from Southend. Hobson well forward, and it was a bit of a centre-back's pass, but nothing wrong with Tyler Cordner's passing. Throw in to the Shots, halfway inside their own half. Kenlock to take. And performance-wise, Aldershot have been pretty good in this opening 27 minutes. Score-wise, they're 1-0 down.
Yeah, I think it's been fairly even, really, although I think Aldershot have had the better chances and the more chances.
Yeah, more and better. Here's Mamaluza holding the ball up, turns inside. Surely he's fouled, nothing given by the referee. It breaks to Ochieng. Ochieng feeds Partington, and Partington to Cordner, who's well across halfway, tries another ball into the feet of Mamaluza. Can't get his first touch right there. Hobson clears forward over halfway and into touch. And it's a sort of deep, low-hanging roof over us here. We can't see too much of the sky, but quite a few of the bits we can see are clearing up. Some white and some blue sky, and an awful lot of heavy grey cloud around as well. Excuse me. Frost across to Jordan. Jordan finding Cordner, yet again in a position almost like a right back when he's receiving the ball. Frost starts to run down the left-hand side. He might get on the end of it too, and he does, and he heads it inside to Barham, who chests it down, gets away from his man.
He'll be lucky. He should get a yellow card for that.
Yeah, it is a yellow card for Hobson, but Barham still was through to have a shot on goal, and he had the shot and it went wide, but the referee had already blown his whistle. And it's a decent position here for a right-footed free kick taker, some 25 yards out for the Shots.
I didn't see too much of Barham the other night because I was right down the other end, and obviously he was operating as a striker for Aldershot. But from what I've seen of him so far, he shows some really nice touches. He's strong on the ball, he shrugs off defenders, challenges fairly easily, and he's won himself a decent free kick there in a dangerous position.
Which Tyler Cordner fancies, I think. He's there with Pendlebury.
I'm surprised Joe Partington hasn't come up for this one, because I remember that cracking goal he scored for Bromley for a free kick.
Yeah, well, he took
a
few free kicks for us this year, and they haven't really looked like going in. He has got his first goal the other week.
Maybe that was a one-off. We were the unlucky recipients of it.
So, 25 yards out, as we look at the Southend goal, left of centre, Cordner steps away from it. Pendlebury steps up, and it's over the bar. And it's poor, quite frankly. There's no other way to describe it. You know, you should be able to drop a ball on the target from there.
It was a good 3 foot over the bar.
3 foot over, a couple of feet wide, and didn't ever cause us to even begin to form anew on our lips, did it? Eastleigh 2, Altrincham 1. And wow, Aldershot have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opportunities at goal in the opening half an hour. Southend have had 1, and it's 1-0 to Southend. I think we've made that point a few times.
3 out of the 6 on target as well. So
exactly, yeah. But Pendlebury off target there. I think he scored a few free kicks in his Farnborough days. Not quite hitting the target there though for the shots.
He looks a very accomplished midfield player, Pendlebury.
Yeah, I like his work
rate.
rate.
A good signing.
I like his work rate. Steve Gibbs gave him the Aldershot man of the match. Nobody really stood out. You know, there were 4 or 5 strongish performances on Tuesday.
I agree with that about no one standing out, but
yeah,
as I say, it wasn't a bad performance.
It's a ball drilled low from Jordan, cut out by Ralph, and he'll feed Jack Bridge, who some Shots fans might remember in his previous guise at Bromley. Scored a cracking goal against Aldershot in a 2-0 win for Bromley live on BT Sport.
I think he lost against us a few times when he was playing for Woking as well, didn't he?
He might well have done, yeah. Here's Mooney picking the ball up on the right-hand side. Always a danger, always a pest. Going up against Frost, and on this occasion he gets it horribly wrong. And I'll quite happily take the commentator's curse there as he... I don't know what he does. He almost tackled himself and put it into touch, didn't he?
Yeah, Mooney looks a decent player, doesn't he? A lot of the Southend forward players coming through him, but unfortunately, or fortunately for us, it didn't come off that time.
Maidenhead 2, Maidstone 0. Jack Barham, of course, has come from there. George Fowler's still there, but out of contract in the summer. Would you have him back at Aldershot Town, I wonder? I would myself, but he was deemed surplus to requirements under Molesley, wasn't he? And never came back.
Yeah, I think George was a decent player, but keeping him fit always was a bit of a problem, wasn't it? He did suffer an awful lot of injuries.
Oh, there's a good ball from Glover to Cordner, who's well forward again. He tries the through ball again. This time he gets it wrong. He telegraphed it a little bit. It's cut out by Scott Morris. He goes back to Cav Miley, and Miley will feed Nathan Ralph, who gives it back to him just inside his own half. Mooney again is in space. Now, some of that's down to his intelligence and position, isn't it? But equally, he's already orchestrated one Southend goal. Aldershot might need to tighten up a little bit.
We certainly need to keep a very close eye on him, don't we?
Exactly. And the thing is, he's playing in that pocket, isn't he? I mean, he's mostly on the right-hand side, but he's drifting. Sometimes he drifts inside and he's not marked, and then he drifts out to the right and he's not. So, Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0, 33 minutes gone. Emile Aqua, who scored in the first minute against Aldershot on Tuesday, has scored that second goal for Maidenhead, and he's another one who'll be performing for England C up at Altrincham on Tuesday against Wales. Here's Frost giving the ball in to Ochieng. Ochieng back to Kenlock. Jeff Sperry says, why is it every player I mentioned seems to have scored against us? Well, I can only give the facts as they are, really, can't I, Craig? Cordner tries another through ball to Glover over the top, and Ralph has to head it into a position of less danger. Glover picks it up again, faces his man up, gives it back to Pendlebury. Partington back to Glover, and then Glover ball's just nicked off him.
Far too
really
easy.
Good tackle by Nathan Ralph, and then from Southend United's point of view, really disappointing, because having won the ball so well, they gave it away very easily. So 33 minutes and 44 seconds gone here at Roots Hall, and it's Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0. So score-wise not going too well. Performance-wise, a pretty decent opening 34 minutes from the shots. Now, the goal scorer, Rhys Murphy, has gone down. He looks like he's sitting quite comfortably, like he knows that whatever's going to come on and be done, he'll be fine. But
I've no idea what happened there, because the ball was nowhere near him.
Sat down, he's quite content. Southend are 1-0 up, he's got the goal, and the
Southend players all gathering round their manager, receiving instructions. You make wonder if this was a tactical injury.
Yeah, could easily have been. Aldershot's players have come over to the side as well, and Partington's in discussion with McNeely. It's only Ryan Glover who's stayed out there, and he's feeling a little bit lonely, so he's wandering over now. But a word for the Shots faithful over to the right. I don't know if they've got any section. It's just that one section, is it?
Yeah, the three blocks behind the goal.
Might be nearer 300 than 4 looking at it now. What do you reckon?
It's got a bit of a barrel roof like the East Bank, so you can't actually see how many people are at the back of it.
And they do tend to stand up at the back, don't they?
Yeah.
Murphy's absolutely fine. Gives a thumbs up to Maher. Hope you managed to get your instructions across to the boys there, Kev. And perhaps they ought to have timeouts, and then that would have been a very fair and even one, wouldn't it? But as it was, Murphy has had a little sit down and a rest and a little bit of a drink, and Southend have got some fresh instruction out to their players.
And just wondering if the former Aldershot midfielder Mark Bentley is still on the coaching staff here at Southend. I know he came in as assistant to Maher when he took over, but I haven't actually seen him today.
He's there, mate. There he is. Oh, that's the other one, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I think he's on the bench. There's three. It's a three-man management team. I don't think that's changed, has it? It's the former Barnet manager, Curry, who, you're absolutely right, is the one that's outside there alongside Kev Maher there. I've not seen any announcement about Bentley leaving.
No, neither have I.
I think
he was
still
certainly
here.
there when they came to Aldershot earlier in the season.
Yeah. Partington sends a ball down the right hand side.
Was.
Yeah, flicked on by Pendlebury. Yeah, great player back in the day. George Borg days.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real thoroughbred of a player, wasn't he?
He went on to have a good career in the Football League.
He did.
after he left
Gillingham,
Aldershot,
I think.
Was Gillingham? He played for Southend as well, I think.
Yes, he did indeed. Here's Southend. Mooney again in space on the right hand side. Cross comes in from Scott Morris. It's headed away by Jordan, who just gets there in front of Harry Cardwell. Dagenham and Redbridge have taken the lead. Their first goal under Ben Strevens. Dagenham and Redbridge 1, Oldham 0. Southend have still got possession. They try a through ball to Cardwell. He comes off his man, holds it up. Goes back to Cav Miley. Miley's under a bit of pressure from Barham, but not enough. Hobson tries to play the ball down the right channel. It clips off of Frost and goes into touch. And we're now in the 38th minute here at Roots Hall on the Shots annual tour of duty. Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Here's Fongut receiving the ball from the throw. Goes back to Scott Morris. He puts a cross in. And that is not of England C quality. Goes straight behind the goal. And it'll be a goal kick to the Shots, who would dearly love to get one more opportunity in this first half and stick it away, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. They deserve it. They're certainly, as far as playing, the match is concerned, on even terms with Southend, apart from the fact that, of course, Southend have got the one goal that's been scored so far.
Yeah.
But they certainly haven't dominated the game by any stretch of the imagination.
No. There's still literally been one chance for Southend in the game, and they scored it, right? Just getting a nod of approval and agreement from the other guys in the media box here. Doesn't matter though, that's how football goes. I think Aldershot will be encouraged by the amount, how easily they've been able to get in, but they're finishing, we have to say it, Craig, it hasn't been clinical enough, has it?
No, it hasn't.
Ball over the top, Frost chasing. Oh, tries to take it down, and I think credit there to Scott Morris tracking back. He might have just got a little toe on that. And it fizzed through to Steve Arnold. Shea Bird has got that goal from Dagenham and Redbridge. And the ball is with Arnold, whose luminous yellow, almost lime strip is still pretty clean. I'd like to see it a bit dirtier, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I've been impressed with Tyler Frost. I know when I helped you out at the last game against Dagenham that I did, I thought he was probably our best player that night. And I think he's been impressive every game he's started for Aldershot this season. Also, you've got to consider that he's not playing in his preferred position, which is right midfield on the sort of right winger type role. Today he's playing at left wing back, and the other games he's played at right wing back, showing his versatility. A
little birdie tells me that Mark Bentley was Becky Morris's favourite Aldershot Town player. I think Becky might well be listening this afternoon. Becky, I didn't realise you were old enough to remember Mark Bentley. There's a compliment in there somewhere, I'm sure. Here's Kenlock down the left hand side. Easy one for Hobson, although his header isn't great, but Scott Morris pings it forward, and it cannons off of Frost and goes into touch. Such a versatile player, Frost. Now playing at left wing back. He's played right centre back. He's played right wing back, and he's played centre midfield already for Shots.
Yeah. Obviously players like that are worth their weight in gold when you've got someone who can come in and operate in a number of positions.
I wonder what Jack Barham feels. He's had 2 half chances and 1 golden one in this first half for Shots. He'll be encouraged by the fact that he's getting the chances, but discouraged by the... Oh, lovely flick from Amaluza. Oh, it just runs a little bit too close to Kensdale, who picks it up before Glover. But a little bit like the other night at Dagenham, a lovely one-touch from Amaluza. But Jack Bridge, meanwhile, is looking to respond for Southend, who are to the edge of the area now. Gets a cross in, and that's headed down and then cleared away by Ollie Pendlebury. And it go all the way through to another Ollie, Kensdale. And I can see another Ollie down on the bench, Ollie Harfield, who's still not quite right for the shots. Harfield and Minoga, two big players to have out right now, aren't they? Aldershot haven't looked...
50% of your first choice defence.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
It's going to be a big miss for any team, isn't it?
They've played this entire 41 minutes well, except for the one. 40 good minutes and one bad, and they're 1-0 down. He didn't even do that bad. It was a well-constructed goal, but it just, a couple of passes just got in a little bit too easily. Here's another ball poked forward by Rhys Murphy. Oh, Cordner. In 2 touches, just completely lost his man and fed Pendlebury. He's bursting through the middle here. Can he get his ball through to Frost? He can. To the edge of the area, cuts inside. Can he get a shot away? He can. Is he fouled as he goes? No, nothing given. He's put it wide. Another effort goes begging, Joe, for the shots. We've had 8 half chances in this first half. Well, 8 chances, probably 6 of them half chances, but Frost has just got onto that one. Glover's had one. Jack Barham has had a hat-trick of opportunities, one of them really, really good. And it's a bizarre situation that we've got, Joe, because we're almost 42 minutes in. Southend have had 1 effort on goal and scored it with Murphy's 15-minute strike, and Aldershot have now had 8 opportunities. Sooner or later, you'd hope that they could get back in this one, Joe. But for the moment, with 3 minutes to go until half-time, it's still Southend United 1, Aldershot 0. Sorry, Craig.
No, it's a good passage of play that by Aldershot. Oliver Pendlebury pushed forward well there, put a lovely ball into Tyler Frost. He's cut inside, he's had a shot that's went just wide. It was a good move.
Very good move, yeah. And Frost has already shown with that late goal at Dagenham that he can finish as well. He really does look the all-round player. But here's Southend, and Aldershot just need to take care now. There's a bit of a clumsy challenge from Jordan. He just clips the heels of Rhys Murphy, holding the ball up just inside the Shots half. It's Barnet 0, Notts County 1, and Notts just refused to lay down in the title race. Fair play.
That's going to be a massive game on Easter Monday between those two, isn't it? Wrexham, Notts County.
Becky Morris says, I was so in love as a teenager with Mark Bentley. He scored the day that I was mascot, and I swear that he pointed to me.
I'm sure he did.
Ball in to the Shots area, plucked out the sky by Ashby Hammond, who tries a first time. Ball down the left channel, and Barham chases. He's one-on-one with Miley, down by the byland, left-hand side. What can he do? He tries to get a ball in. It's blocked. Comes back out to Tyler Frost. Shots, meanwhile, getting a few players forward. Southend, though, getting a few players back. Here's Kenlock into Ochieng. Tries a little turn to get away from his man. Can't beat him. Comes off of Fonguk. In for a throw, level with the edge of the Southend penalty area. We've got just over a minute to go to half-time. Southend 0, Shots 1. Craig?
I'm just wondering if Ochieng's effectiveness has been reduced a little bit by that early booking he's got today. He's got to watch himself, and as you said earlier, he likes a tackle. But there's been a couple of occasions when perhaps he hasn't gone as full-bloodedly into tackles as he would normally.
Southend on the break here. Mooney's picked it up on the right, running towards the edge of the penalty area, squares it back. It's cleared away by Glover, only as far as Fonguk, who tries to just clip a ball to Bridge inside the penalty area, but he gets it all horribly wrong, and it goes behind. And it's going to be a bizarre one. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the dressing rooms at half-time, because Kev Maher should be saying, don't kid yourselves, you may be 1-0 up, but the other side have created 8 opportunities against you to your 1. And Ross McNeely has just got to reinstill a bit of belief in his players that they've got an excellent element of you know, I want to say the word control, but you can't really use it when you're 1-0 down, but you know what I'm saying.
No, we're definitely not controlling this game, but we're in it, and we've probably had the better chances. Well, we have had the better chances.
Ball's in touch on halfway. Pendlebury put it there. It's a throw in to Southend United, and we'll find out in the next few seconds how much added time there will be. We've had that one stoppage for Rhys Murphy. Going to have 2 added minutes. A few other games going to half-time elsewhere. Run through those scores in just a little while. Here's Ochieng inside his own half, picking the ball up, goes back to Partington. Partington to Cordner. Cordner lifts the ball into the right channel, and that's headed forward by Ralph, only as far as Glover. He's got his 50p piece head on for that one, but Aldershot pick it up with Kenlock. Frost does well, turn it back inside to Kenlock. Here's Partington, who finds Cordner, who again picks the ball up in a little bit of space, feeds Glover. He can come over halfway now. Barham, ball into Barham. Barham gets his pass wrong, but works hard to retrieve it back, and he's clipped down. And what Aldershot will have, Craig, in this final minute of the 2 added on, is an opportunity to lift a free kick into the heart of the Southend penalty area. An opportunity for Corey Jordan and Tyler Cordner to go up and get on the end of a pass, in Cordner's case, instead of looking like Aldershot's best assister, most likely assister in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see them both pushing forward now. Looks like Ollie Pendlebury's going to take the free kick.
Yeah. Kenlock's there as well, and he's doing all the posturing that he's going to hit it, so it's probably going to be Pendlebury. In comes the ball from Kenlock, and Jordan heads it back to Amaluza. Edge of the area, tries a shot, it's blocked, comes out again to Frost. Frost tries a shot, tries to guide it, and that is blocked as well. And to be perfectly honest with you, the most that Southend have impressed me this afternoon is with their defending, blocking efforts on goal. They've done extremely well with it. Here's Amaluza. Will he get one last opportunity? No, he's been dispossessed. There's a ball through the middle, and Rhys Murphy can't quite take it under control. It goes all the way back to Ashby Hammond. He bowls it out to Cordner, who's picked it up on the left in a bit of space. And the half-time whistle goes. And I think I'm right in saying we've got a bit of a bizarre scoreline here. Southend 1, Aldershot Town 0. Southend with 1 chance, Aldershot with 8. Over to you, Craig.
Yeah, Aldershot shouldn't be disheartened by the fact that they're going in 1-0 at half-time. They have certainly shown enough attacking intent to suggest that they can get back into this game, and they just need that little bit of luck in front of goal in order for that to happen.
You do worry a little bit, don't you, that Maher's not stupid. His side are 1-0 up, and he can potentially make some changes to his shape, formation, team, personnel or whatever at half-time to stop Aldershot getting in as many times as they have. I think the only really disappointing thing from Aldershot's point of view is that the finishing overall has not been good enough. A couple of efforts from Barham were opportunist and half chance, and a couple were blocked, and that took the sting off them. But probably for me, the best chance was Barham's one-on-one put through by Cordner, and then maybe followed by Frost's effort just a few moments ago.
Yeah, definitely the Barham effort was the best one in the first half. He should be making the keeper work. He should be getting that on target, really.
That's it from me and Craig for the first half, commentary-wise. We'll do a half-time report to radio shortly. Let's just have a quick look at the scores elsewhere in the National League. There's 4 games that are still goalless. The games with goals in: Barnet 0, Notts County 1. And yep, you've guessed it, Macaulay Langstaff yet again. Bromley 0, Wrexham 0, Dagenham 1, Oldham 0, and the first goal of Ben Streven's tenure at Dagenham was scored by Jay Bird. Eastleigh 2, Altrincham 1, a James Jones own goal and a Cairo Mitchell for Eastleigh, and then Jordan Holm for Altrincham has kept them in it. Halifax 0, Yeovil 0, Gateshead 0, Torquay 0. That's a result at the end of the day that will probably suit teams like Aldershot. A point apiece there, maybe even a Torquay win. Maidenhead United 2, Maidstone 0. Mentioned that Emil Aqua got the second goal. He got the first as well, so he's in a rich vein of scoring form. Scunthorpe 2, Wealdstone 0. Unpredictable team Wealdstone are. 1 minute they're winning 4-0, then they're losing 5-0. Barnet have equalised against Notts County right on half-time. Solihull 0, Borehamwood 0, and York City 1, Dorking 0. Manny Duku with the 7th minute goal. York had the ball in the net again, but that was disallowed. And so, as it stands at half-time in the National League,
they're putting up some sort of tarpaulin over the goal that Aldershot are going to be defending in the second half, obviously for some sort of half-time shooting. It's got a hole in the middle that obviously contestants have to shoot through. Perhaps we can persuade them to leave that up there for the second half.
Absolutely. That would be handy. You do get the feeling that, that Southend, they're going to get more chances in the second half, aren't they? I mean, how rare is it away from home, you know, that the home side only creates one chance? And it's just unfortunate. I'm not looking to pin any blame on Ashby Hammond at all, but for me, just too high a ratio of other teams' shots going in right now, Craig, aren't they?
Well, exactly. They've scored from 100% of their shots, and we've scored from 0% of ours.
Beautifully summed up there by Craig. So we're pretty much done here. We're just waiting to do our half-time report to radio. You want to go out, mate?
No.
The cup final for the ladies.
We don't know which the guys next door have got none.
You got a tea and a coffee?
Yeah, I just said, have you got none?
What do you prefer? I'll take the tea, is that alright? That's tea, I think. That one's
Could I
yeah,
get
go
the
for it. I'll let
tea?
you off. I think we're a bit lucky, isn't it? They've had 3 better chances. Well, 2 better chances. I think to be fair, I think that's tea, isn't it? So if I take one of the milk
Sit with my nose here. I'll leave it there.
I think that one that you missed, I think bobbled to be fair to him.
Oh, as a friend as well.
Yeah.
Because that's a very good chance.
Yeah. He should have scored the one where it come back to. It was awful, wasn't it? Do you want getting the sun down there?
Well, no, because if games we get called off for a frozen pitch, it's that because it gets no sunlight.
Is it crazy?
Tigers. Have a couple of shots each.
Coffee?
Oh, love a coffee, yeah. Thank you very much indeed, yeah. Love it. Just got to do a report to radio. I'm not ignoring you. I'd love one, thank you.
You got tea?
Tea in the other.
Oh, don't worry.
I'll try and.
Don't worry.
No, it's alright. It's not that busy in there. So
Thank you so much. Quality, thank you very much. Much appreciated, thank you. Oh, sorry, put the milk in.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realise what you said. Nice one.
Just going to try and get
Hello. You've come to me. I'm sorry, I thought you were going elsewhere first. It's 1-0 to Southend at half time. Oh. Hello, talk to me, Cameron. I don't know what's going on. All right. Lovely, thank you. Cheers. I just put the headphones back on and I thought, okay, right.
I take you want milk in the tea?
Yeah, please.
Do you have sugar?
I've got some sweeteners, thanks. I'll just use them. Thank you.
Are you doing the BBC Essex commentary, Victoria?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I don't know what to make of that. You know, sometimes I know you see things from your own team's perspective, but I've got one chance for Southend.
Yeah.
We've had 8 half chances or chances.
And we were saying that's been the story for Southend in the past few games. They've had the chance
And now
to
it's
get
swung
scored
round.
and now
Right. Yeah. I mean, a decent manager would work out how Aldershot got in 8 times already and change that. So I think we needed to score first time.
Sure. No, I think you just got it. I'm not quite sure why they're there, because I always thought you've got to press that to release it. You think that it probably is, but they're fully broken.
This is a novelty actually being free at half time. Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, it's 1-0 to Southend at half time. I don't quite know how. They've had the one chance. They stuck it away really well. Rhys Murphy slipped through by Dan Mooney. and he finished with aplomb past Ashby Hammond. But prior to that and since that, it's the shots that have had the vast majority of the efforts. And Jack Burham up front looks a danger for shots. He's had two sort of little snippets of chances and one really, really good chance, which he will rue that he put over the bar, sent clean through by Tyler Cordner. Glover's also had an effort, so's Pendlebury, so's Frost, and so has Justin Amaluza. Not to be in terms of an end product yet for Aldershot, but they'll be encouraged by their first half display. Half time here at Roots Hall. Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Thanks very much to whoever prepared these.
I'm amazed.
It's all right.
I hit my head almost every time I get up.
Another one? There is no road in here, I'm sorry. Put it back. Yeah, no. Here we go. Cheers, guys. Oh, Mooney loves playing against us. He's always on it. He's probably been the best player, hasn't he?
Yeah, it would be like spot. You know, you do like your theory, it's like spot the hazards in here. You see a ball bouncing in the road. Like,
Unusual for us to have a keeper on the bench, isn't it?
yeah.
Lloyd Thomas is a goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why Harfield, Minoga and Campbell have all come today, whether it's to do with the tour of duty maybe, I don't know. It might also be to do with some of them live, I don't know.
Campbell doesn't look fit.
I think he played too much in that first game. I should have been leaving him on 80 minutes.
On Thursday, we did recently in the press conference, and we've got like the talking of health hazards, the advertising bit that we put behind them as he sat down. Chris, as quick as anything, got up and stopped it. It would have hit him on the head. And we were like, oh, if you score, you'll have to point to the press conference. Yeah, that's what Kev said when he came in.
So look, those guys are approaching Michael Class with some information.
Is it just me, first of all?
I think Class is very unfair not to be in the team.
Yeah, I'd miss, but oh yeah, I'd put it out. I'd probably put it over the stand, but miss it.
We're going to see Michael Class shortly, I think, looking at what's going on out there.
Was he ex-Southend player?
Yeah, he was here for a while.
So was Aqua, who's not stopped scoring since he left.
Is he scoring lots, is he?
Got two today as well.
Two today, yeah.
So is it?
He scored in the first minute against us on Tuesday, and he got two today.
It's not 13 he's got.
He always had that potential, but he looked a bit.
It was too early for him.
Yeah,
Very young,
Came
very
too
raw.
early.
We were an absolute basket.
You're not going to wait that many years for him, are you? That's the thing.
What do you mean you were?
Thanks for that.
I meant that in the nicest possible
He
humorous
just
way.
dominated the reserves. He was physically.
I think it's funny when you get a player like that because you can see what, even if it's not going great for them, you can see why they've done well at age group football.
Yeah.
Because he's just big. And he bullied defenders that were the same age if he's physically that much bigger than them. But when you put him out there with like some veteran defenders, they're going to start
I remember seeing a very young
Thank you.
load of Chelsea.
20 away.
Oh, brilliant.
good turnout.
Yeah, it's good. I dropped my estimations to about 300, but that is good. It's something. It's an annual game for Aldershot, not necessarily always at Southend. It's always at a different place, but they call it the Tour of Duty, and they ramp up the interest and get probably double the fans we normally have today. So,
thing with that, when you think about it, baby was, look at the people out around him as well. It was all babies at that time,
Right,
he'd bring out one
listeners, get ready to strap yourselves in for the second half. Team's not out on the pitch yet, but imminent, I think. We might see a change for the shots. I think we might well see Michael Class sooner rather than later, maybe at the start of the second half, or maybe a few minutes into it.
I would think that'll be for Henry Ochieng, bearing in mind that Henry is on that booking.
Yeah,
in the third minute.
Yeah,
it would be a sensible move.
Yeah, you spotted that quite rightly, Craig. I think that in fact he is going to come on at half time. So I can see him now stripped off and getting instruction from Ross McNeely. The confirmation of the attendance is in 5,990, and well done the Red and Blue Army. 420 Shots fans here this afternoon. Craig, a word for them.
Yeah, that's an excellent following. Obviously, it wasn't the easiest journey to make, if being one of our closer ones of the season, but and they've been loud and proud throughout the first half.
Well, we'll see if the Shots can get themselves back in this one. Could see Terry Brown at the corner of my eye in the stand, chatting away to somebody. So, we won't assume. Well, Class is definitely coming on. We'll see the board shortly. We'll go with the Southend lineup first of all. Just for those listeners who weren't here with us in the first half. Steve Arnold in goal, a back three of Ralph Kensdale and Hobson. Jack Bridge, the left wing back, Gus Scott Morris, the right. Fonguk and Miley in the centre of midfield. Dan Mooney with a bit of a free roll, mostly popping up on the right behind Rhys Murphy and Harry Cardwell. And the Shots come out for the second half, led by skipper Joe Partington. And we are going to see the second half introduction of Michael Class. And I've seen most of the players come out, and the one I haven't seen yet, Craig, is Henry Ochieng. And it makes sense, doesn't it? He's been on a booking since the 3rd minute. So it's Ochieng off and Michael Class on. And I don't think there's any necessity for a change in shape, is there? Because in terms of the game, Aldershot have had plenty of the ball and plenty of chances.
Yeah, they're very similar type players, Michael Class and Henry Ochieng, and I think that Michael Class considers himself a bit unlucky not to have been featuring recently. In the games that he played before he went out of the side, I thought he did okay. He was he's a similar player to Ochieng, sort of more of a deep ball-winning midfielder than a creative midfielder, but it's a straight for straight swap, and I'm not surprised for the obvious reason of Ochieng's early booking, which I did think reduced his effectiveness in that anchorman role a little bit.
Yeah, I'd agree. So Aldershot's second half lineup then is as follows. Ashby Hammond in goal, back three of Cordner, Jordan and Frost. Sorry, Kenlock, Cordner and Jordan. Then Frost is the left wing back, Glover the right wing back, Class, Partington and Pendlebury in midfield. Behind Glover, Amaluza and Barham up top for the Shots. The Shots have gone again into a huddle. And Southend players have just taken their position on the pitch. They're in a dark blue shirt and shorts with white edging, white socks, and Aldershot are in the home kit of red shirts, white shorts and blue socks. Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0 at half time. Class on for Ochieng, who was on a yellow at half time. Southend come forward, the ball's immediately in touch. Aldershot have a throw in the right back position. Ryan Glover's back there ready to take it, and
I've been impressed with Glover in the first half in that right wing back.
He's done very well. He's done all his defensive work well, and he's got forward when he can as well. He even got a shot away, like Frost did on the other side. They've had one sort of sighting of goal each. Other than that, they've just got their head down and done their job. Could a combination of Frost and Kenlock have done better for the Southend goal when Mooney slipped it through to Murphy? I don't know. Sometimes you've just got to applaud the quality and the weight of the pass. His Class with his first touch inside, one touch to Partington, feeds Kenlock. Kenlock lifts the ball over the top. That's going to go straight down the middle and all the way through to Steve Arnold. We'll keep a little eye on the Southend kind of look, feel, formation, and see if it looks like they've changed anything. Will Kev Maher be happy at 1-0 up with the way it's going, or concerned that Aldershot have created 7 or 8 half chances in that first half? We're in the 47th minute now. Is Bridge feels Glover in the back but doesn't go down, and then Pendlebury goes in and lets Ralph know that Aldershot won't be sitting down for anybody in the second half. Glover and Pendlebury both letting their men know that they've got a job to do still. They're going to have to earn this Southend if they're going to hang on to the win.
Yeah, and they are, and it's only right that they should do that as well. Aldershot had more than enough chances to get back into this game in the first half, and let's hope they can carry on as they left off at the end of the first half, but actually with a bit more luck in front of goal. Cardwell
feeds Bridge. Bridge is up against Glover, tries to make room for the ball, finds Fongut with the ball in. That's cut out by Corey Jordan, does it really well. Here's Amaluza picking the ball up, feeds Glover. Glover does okay, he finds Partington, he's buffeted and challenged. The referee gives the free kick at the second attempt. I think we've given rightly a lot of praise to Glover in the game at Dagenham today as well. For me, that moment there, which we didn't really describe to this, but as he got the ball, if his instinct had been to go forward, that's where the space was, but he turned back and the situation got tighter. He is a sort of player who would rather hold on to the ball rather than lose it, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Rather than, he's quite low risk.
He doesn't always pick the right option, does he? Or the most attacking option.
That's right. Here's Ashby Hammond taking the free kick well outside of his area on the right hand side, up towards Amaluza, who gets his header on. It's cleared away by Scott Morris, only as far as Kenlock. Aldershot building on the left, that's nice, involving Pendlebury. And the cross comes in, and it's just fizzed past everybody in the corridor of uncertainty, and eventually finds its way behind the goal. And the Shots fans break into full voice.
Nice little ball from Class out to Amaluza there to put the cross over. Unfortunately, no one in the middle to get on the end of it.
There's a lot of times recently I've looked at the midfields and thought that's where Aldershot would lose it, but I think they've done quite well there today, and I think that's why they've, had always a poor back pass, and Jack Barham nearly gets onto it, and Southend are giving away a scruffy corner here, and that'll give the Aldershot a chance to get on the front foot, which they're desperate to do. And
that would indicate that Arnold isn't altogether comfortable with the ball at his feet when he's faced by an on-rushing striker, as he was there.
Yep.
He ended up kicking the ball out for a
Pendlebury
corner.
with the corner in. It's headed away by Cardwell, only as far as Mooney, who is clattered into by Frost and goes down a little bit heavily. It was a previous occasion where I thought Mooney made a meal of it. He didn't there. He got absolutely taken out, but it was kind of accidental, wasn't it, as well? But free kick, rightly given. And Aldershot have, I don't want to say wasted, but not made the most of a set piece. Harry Cardwell's come back in his penalty area and won a clean header, unchallenged. We're in the 50th minute. Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0. A scoreline that belies what we've seen play out in front of us, but nevertheless is the truth and reality. Huge kick forward. It's surely a foul there on the Aldershot player. Yeah, it quite rightly is given.
If things are still looking this way after about an hour, 65 minutes or something, I would quite like to see Jake Hutchinson come on up front alongside Jack Barham to see if we can double our attacking threat, really, because although Amaluza is playing forward, he's not really a striker and he's playing more as a wide player.
Yeah.
And we've got one in the middle. Perhaps a change of formation to put two in the middle might mean that we put the Southend defence under a little bit more pressure.
That's Craig Matthews of the Aldershot Town media team. It's Gateshead 1, Torquay United 0, a scoreline that will make everybody go, oh no. Starting the day, 7 points behind the Shots. There'll be 4 points behind if that scoreline remains and Aldershot don't get level. Aldershot still have matters in their own hands, though, and that's what they need to do now.
That would make next week's game very important indeed.
Is Murphy.
I know it's a bit early in the season.
Going to update our radio listeners. Bear with us, Craig. Yeah, it's still Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 0. We're in the 51st minute. Not too much to report so far in the second half. What I would report to you, though, Joe, is that on Aldershot Town's tour of duty, they've bought 420 fans to Roots Hall this afternoon, which is a magnificent effort by the red and blue faithful. They'll be hoping that Aldershot can build on a performance of encouragement in the first half and change this scoreline, which is currently Southend United 1, Aldershot 0. Cordner can't win it cleanly on halfway. Cardwell flicks it on to Bridge, who's cutting in against Jordan, tries to get his shot away, plays it off of Jordan, goes behind for a corner, and the shots have now, from a corner at one end just a couple of minutes ago, now have a corner to defend at the other end. And you still got plenty of hope and belief that they can get back into this one, but from 1-0 down, it's going to be a long way back if they can see the second. Scunthorpe 3, Wealdstone 0. Dorking manager Mark White's been sent off up at York. Here's the ball bouncing around inside the penalty area. I think Cardwell got an effort away on goal, but the referee had seen an infringement. It'll be a free kick to Aldershot inside their own 18-yard box, which Ashby Hammond will take. Southend 1, Aldershot 0, 52 minutes gone. Craig.
Yeah, a bit of a scruffy goalmouth challenge there. Referee was right to give a free kick at the end of the day. It was a foul.
It'd be interesting to see what further changes Aldershot make or Southend make to try and change this one. Aldershot certainly not getting in as easily. Barham 3 times, 3 opportunities in the first half. First 2 really quite difficult. Third one, the sort that he'll want to put away. And here's Amaluza picking the ball up, edge of the area. Pendlebury, oh, it's a poor ball from him. And he feeds it straight to, of all people, Dan Mooney. But there's a really good tackle from Kenlock. And Aldershot have won it back. And Class exchanges passes with Partington and then sets Amaluza away on the left-hand side. Quick feet, turns, comes back inside to Class. Class takes it nicely, finds Pendlebury. Pendlebury going to try a shot from a long way out. And it's on target and saved away to his right by Steve Arnold. And a good effort there from Pendlebury, shooting from fully 35 yards, Craig.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's a good strike. He was heading for the corner. It was a fairly comfortable save for Arnold at the end of the day, but he had to make the save. Diving to his right.
Meaning that's 9 efforts now from Aldershot on or off target and 1 from Southend. And yeah, you guessed the scoreline if you just joined us. Southend 1, Aldershot 0. Here's a ball from Southend over the top. Murphy can't get a touch on it. It'll run all the way through to Ashby Hammond. And Solihull Moors have taken the lead against Boreham Wood, who just don't concede these days, but they have today. Sitting comfortably in a playoff position. Ashby Hammond bowls the ball out to Cordner. He sees a run from Frost. Finds him, Frost flicks on, but it's into space and eventually into touch, where Scott Morris will pick it up. Mr. Scott Morris and Mr. Tyler Cordner will be packing their bags tonight and heading off to Altrincham or somewhere in the Manchester area tomorrow afternoon, where they'll be meeting up with the England C squad, training on Monday, set piece training Tuesday, and then Tuesday evening England C against Wales C. Tyler Cordner not just made the cut from 25 to 16, but in some people's eyes might even be one of the considerations for skipper. And
yeah, I would be amazed if he didn't start that game, and it's a well-deserved call-up for Tyler. He's been absolutely outstanding all
far
season.
And away Aldershot's best player, and well done Mark Molesley. Credit there to the ex-Shots manager for bringing him here. It's a player that has had difficult times in football and has been, he's been the butt of people's criticism in other clubs and other positions. He just found a home here at Aldershot, and fair play to him, signed a new contract. Aldershot with a throw on the left-hand side. Can they make room for a cross? Yes, they can. And Barham's battling away. So's Glover, and eventually is put into touch by Bridge. Aldershot have a throw. Glover will take. He takes it quickly to Cordner, who's well forward, steps on the ball, then gets past his man, then gets down the right, puts a cross in. It's missed by one, poked half clear. Follow-up shot from Pendlebury. Deflection and behind for another corner to the Shots. And I tell you what, this stadium, Craig, could have a really different feel about it if Aldershot actually score and get level.
That was a promising move then. That was a promising move there as well. A great cross, low crossing from Cordner, and we're attacking the end where our supporters are now. So hopefully they'll be able to give us that extra bit of initiative.
Southend 1, Shots 0. Corner though to Shots. We're in the 56th minute. Penderbury steps up, sticks it in. It's headed away by Cardwell, sorry. Class heads it out to the left to Penderbury. Should be able to make room for a right-footed cross here. Comes across to Partington. Shot comes in. That's headed away again. And now Frost will battle for it and finds Glover, who's done well on the ball. Sat there for a moment and then picked it up and sends it out to the left to Michael Class.
Michael Class has done well since he came on. He's been involved in 3 or 4 moves now.
Amaluza on the left. Can he get his cross in? He does. It's half cleared. Aldershot have it inside the penalty area. Back to Class. Class back to Frost. Can they make room for a shot? Into the feet of Class, who tries a back heel that doesn't come off. And Rhys Murphy clears it forward. And he can't find Harry Cardwell, but Cardwell does really well and gets onto it. And you can sense the frustration creeping in because Southend are 1-0 up, but they're not able to kick on at the minute. And it's Aldershot who look, as they have done for the whole match, like the side most likely to score.
They've just had a really good 5 minutes with their attacking.
Yeah, ball over the top.
Impetus there.
Murphy can't get there and they go all the way through to Ashby Hammond, who feeds Cordner. And even though they got 2 up top, Cordner picks up in a lot of space. Here's Pendlebury, finds Amaluza. Amaluza's got a player out to his left. He gets that one wrong. Battles back hard to try and win it, but he can't. And Hobson comes away with the ball. Not his best work there.
No,
in a tight
too
space.
long on the ball there.
And we've been spoilt by how good he is in those situations, Amaluza, but he got that one wrong. Here's Nathan Ralph spreading it down the left-hand side to Jack Bridge. Bridge going one-on-one against Glover. He gets past him, he's to the byline, looking to pull it back, does pull it back. It's cleared away by Corey Jordan. And Barham battles away for it with Miley. Ross McNeely helps Miley stay on his feet, which is very kind of him. He might have stood out of the way and let him slip, mightn't he? Yeah. What a nice man he is, Ross McNeely. Here's Southend pushing it out to the right-hand side now. Hobson and Scott Morris and Mooney. Little triangles for Southend. It's a weird one for them, isn't it? They're in the ascendancy. They've got a goal. They're in possession, if you like, at the moment of the 3 points. But it just doesn't look comfortable for them at all.
At all, no.
Yeah, the Shots, of course, he went behind in the first minute on Tuesday at Maidenhead.
If this was the other way round, and Aldershot were the team who are 1-0 up, but Southend were playing like Aldershot are, we'd be saying they're going to get that goal in a minute.
Here's Fondock picking the ball up. He's under pressure from Partington, but slips it nicely out to Scott Morris, who'll get Dan Mooney away on the right-hand side. Murphy's in the middle, Cardwell's in the middle, but they come back to Miley. And Aldershot have to get something at some point to, seal what has been a good performance, but we've got nothing in a minute. There's a foul by Glover. He apologises. He said, I got caught up on the heels of Jack Bridge, and it means that Southend have got an opportunity for a set piece now. It's 6 or 7, well, maybe 10 yards in from the left-hand side, about another 10 yards away from the penalty area.
So Aldershot's remaining 3 outfield substitutes all warming up. I just wonder if making a change is running through Ross McNeely's mind at the moment.
Yeah, McCoy, Anderson and Hutchison. Lloyd Thomas is also on the bench. He's a goalkeeper. Class is already on for Henry Otcheng. So what have we got here? Mooney stood over it, Bridge stood over it, and Aldershot have a 2-man wall, and the referee puts his spray down now.
It looks like Southend are about to make a change.
Pretty pointless wall, this one, for me. I can't see any.
The double change, they're bringing 2 on.
In comes the cross, and it's poked over the bar, I think possibly by the number 23, Harry Cardwell. Everybody lunging at it. The Shots players were competitive there defensively, but I think Cardwell got the touch and put it over the bar, and it is a second chance of the afternoon for Southend United in the 60th minute, on the hour mark. The irony in my voice. So you've been looking at these 2 substitutes. Who have we got? Taylor and Powell coming on. Not sure if Powell is still the Southend top scorer or not. Bridge might have gone ahead of him now. He certainly was earlier in the season. Callum Powell, he's coming on. And Murphy's coming off. Powell is coming on. And that first one happened too quickly. I didn't see who it was.
Murphy and Fongok off there then.
Ah, yeah, Fongok off. And Murphy. Callum Powell on for Southend. A couple of good changes for Kev Maher there. And Harry Taylor is the other one coming on for Fongok. Will they give Southend fresh impetus, or will shots build on what's been a promising hour really here? Pendlebury feeds Glover on the right hand side, tries to get his cross in. It's cut out by Ralph. It won't be a corner though, it'll just be a throw 7 or 8 yards back from the corner flag in front of the shots faithful, 420 of them away to our right. They haven't had a moment to really cheer and get behind their team yet, but is it coming? We're in the 62nd minute now. Throw-in's taken back to Class. He's going to play it back to Glover. Glover's going to put his cross into the far post. It's headed away by Southend players. Foley back in by Frost. Missed by a couple of players. Amaluza will pick it up on the edge of the area. Feeds Partington. Tries a 1-2. That's headed away by Ralph. And then a good battle between Powell and Class. Class comes away with the ball. Feeds Pendlebury. Gives it back to Class. Class has lost it. Challenges Ralph. 50-50. Partington heads it into the path of Frost over on the left-hand side. Back inside Corey Jordan, who's still up there from the set piece. Cordoner's still up there. He wants to cross in from the left-hand side. Here's Frost bombing into the left-hand edge of the penalty area. What a great tackle there from Gus Scott Morris. He comes forward, plays the ball off Barham. It comes back then off Morris and goes into touch throw-in to the shots, who continue to look the better side in this game, but they still trail. We're in the 63rd minute. Class into Barham. Will Barham get one more chance this afternoon, and will he take it? Good move. Amazula picks it up. It's Frost into the area, comes it through, and it's finished! Finally, at the 10th attempt, Aldershot Town score in front of the fans. 420 of them. 63 minutes gone. It's been coming. Southend 1, Aldershot Town 0.
Yeah, it was a lovely little ball in from Amaluza there. Frost just outpaced his defender. Keeper came out and he nudged it under him into the corner of the net. Good, great teamwork goal, that one.
And Tyler Frost.
And very well deserved.
Yeah, and he ran onto it beautifully, Frost. And then you knew he needed to either just get there before the keeper or just dink it. Didn't get a clear view of the finish because we got one pylon right in front of me. Don't know if you can describe, did you get to see the finish? Did you lean to the right and see it?
Yeah, I did, yeah. It was a side-footed finish under the keeper from about 6 yards out, under the keeper's body.
Halifax 1, Yeovil 0, Solihull Moors 2, Boreham Wood 0. But with Gateshead beating Torquay 1-0, what a relief that is that the shots have got themselves level. Now, let's see where we go from here. 64 minutes gone.
That's no more than Aldershot deserved, that equalising goal.
100%. But we know of their record conceding goals quickly after they've scored, so they need a good solid 5 or 10 minutes here. Glover can only find Ralph. Here's Mooney in this side of the penalty area. Powell looks to give it back. Shot comes in and it's wide from Southend, and the referee looks at his assistant, I don't know why, to see if the assistant was going to flag a corner. The referee was far nearer to the shot and is the one that has to make the decision.
I thought there was a question of offside there, actually. There looked to be 2 Southend players who were marginally onside, presumably, because nothing's been given, but I think that's what he was looking for.
Tyler Frost's first goal for Aldershot meant very little. It came in stoppage time at Dagenham when they were already 2-0 down, but now he's got his second.
Tyler Frost always scores when I'm your co-commentator, Rob.
Well, exactly. We'll have to wheel you out every time we need a goal, and Tyler Frost's playing. Here's Barham jumping well, winning the ball. It's cleared away by Ollie Kensdale. Partington battles well, gets his header in. It's flicked on by Southend defender, and Arnold will just get there and keep it in to avoid it going for a corner. He bowls it out quickly to Nathan Ralph, and now we'll see if Southend, without a win in 4, can respond and go again here at home at Roots Hall. They've got the ball with Bridge, and it's almost like Aldershot equalised and has necessitated Southend being more on the front foot, hasn't it? And they're coming here. Power with the ball in, headed away by Cordner, only as far as Mooney. Shot comes in from Mooney, got a little bit of rise and then a little bit of dip, but not enough. And it'll be a goal kick to the Shots We're in 3/4 of the way through the 66th minute, and it is Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 1, Craig.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Aldershot managed to go on and win this game now, because they certainly had the ascendancy for pretty much the whole game. Southend have had a couple of counters, but Aldershot have been in control for much of the whole game and have been very impressive. They seem to have stepped up a gear since they came out from half-time as well, and the goal from Tyler Frost was well deserved.
That's Craig Matthews, I'm Rob Worrell. We'll do a report to radio in the next few seconds with that good news of the Aldershot Town equaliser. Meanwhile, Scunthorpe are 3-0 up against Wealdstone. Solihull Moors are now 2-0 up against Boreham Wood, and York City are 2-0 up against Dorking Wanderers. I think I mentioned Halifax 1, Yeovil 0 as well. And York heading for a vital 3 points. Yeovil losing. Shots point here in their possession at the minute, but we've got 24 minutes to go. Here's that man again. Oh, over the bar this time from Tyler Frost. A little bit of adrenaline running through his feet as he shot from the edge of the area and got that one all wrong, Craig.
It looks like Aldershot are ready in Jake Hutchinson to come on now. He's stripped off, ready to join the fray. Word for Michael Class. He's pulling the strings in midfield at the moment. He's done very, very well since he came on at half-time.
That's Craig Matthews. I'm Rob Worrell. We're going to update our radio listeners now.
Aldershot supporters who've
One sec, Craig, sorry. Going to update our radio listeners now. There is a change, a big change. The shots are level, and it came with their 10th opportunity of sorts of the afternoon. Good footwork by Amaluza on the edge of the area. An overlapping Frost. He bombed into the penalty area. Keeper came out and he just poked it past him. And the shots are level, and the 420 Shots fans are making themselves heard away to our right now. And it's a much deserved score line for the Shots. They deserve to be at least level in this one. But we've got 23 minutes to go, and all three results still possible from here on in. Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 1. Free kick to Southend just inside the Aldershot area. And Craig, you were going to make a point there. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying that the Aldershot supporters who've been gathered at the back of that barrel-roofed stand that they're housed in are now made their way forward, making a lot of noise behind Steve Arnold's goal now, right down at the front of the stand.
Southend have lost the ball from the free kick, but Partington's clearance will only find Kensdale. Partington wins it again and heads it to Barham, who just hooks the ball over. It's headed back. Oh, Amaluza could be in here. It's a penalty to Aldershot. Has to be. Amaluza taken out by Steve Arnold, who'll get a yellow card, and Aldershot have got a penalty here. We hope that Amaluza's okay. His footwork was so quick. He won the penalty on Tuesday at Maidenhead. He's won another one now with the speed and trickery of his footwork. And on this occasion, Craig, the substitute, Jake Hutchinson, who scored on Tuesday, is not here. So we'll wait and see who's going to take this penalty for the Shots.
Looks like it's going to be Joe Partington. Although I think the goalkeeper's very lucky to escape with a yellow card there. That was clearly a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a Yeah, okay, thank you. There's a defender alongside him as well. I'm okay with the booking. I think that's about the right decision. I think it would have been a bit unfair, double jeopardy if the keeper's gone and a penalty. And it was very quick. Amaluza's feet were so quick. And so, Joe Partington, just the one Shots goal to his name previously. Come to us quickly if you want to catch it live. Joe Partington is ready to take. The goalkeeper, Steve Arnold, is now on his line. It's a penalty to Aldershot. Southend 1, Aldershot 1. Hutchinson's not on the pitch, so the skipper, Joe Partington's going to take it. He's going to step up now, right-footed. Oh, and he's buried it right in the top corner. And the Shots have come from behind to lead here at Roots Hall, right on the 70-minute mark. 20 minutes to go. Southend United 1, Aldershot Town 2.
That penalty was so good. I almost thought it had gone over the bar. It was so far into the top corner. No goalkeeper in the world would have saved that. It was an excellent strike.
Brilliantly won penalty by Justin Amaluza. And a brilliantly dispatched penalty by Joe Partington to double his Aldershot Town career tally. And I tell you what, I think his heart will have been in his mouth, because that's right up in the top corner. And the irony, listeners, guess who's about to come on? Jake Hutchinson, Had he been on a minute earlier, he would have had that penalty. Just 20 years old, of course. And Joe Partington just takes a big deep breather, just calms himself down. That's the key message now for the Shots, who I think, Craig, need to keep taking this game to Southend.
Absolutely.
Not try and hang on for 19 minutes.
No, they don't need to change anything. They need to do exactly what they've been doing for the whole game so far.
Jack Barham is off then for the Shots, and Jake Hutchinson is on, and the Shots have 19 minutes to ensure they hang on to the current scoreline or extend it. Wow, Justin Amaluza, he has made one today, and he's made another, if you like, by being pulled down for a penalty. He's pretty much assisted, I don't think you get him for winning penalties, do you, but he's pretty much assisted all 3 Aldershot goals this week, the one at Dagenham and the 2 here. And he's having the season of his life, Justin Amaluza, and what a joy he is to watch as well. He's one of those players who just excite, doesn't always come off. But hang on a minute, here's Ralph down the left-hand side for Southend. He feeds Bridge. 72 minutes almost done. Back to Miley. Miley into Ralph, and Ralph back to Miley again. An Aldershot positioned well, but now Bridge has got a little bit of space. Can he make room for a cross? He's got Partington there for company. Does get his cross in. Headed away by Tyler Cordner. And, Kenlock. And now up towards Hutchinson, who misses his second touch, but very nearly gets a third one in to take it off Kensdale. Kensdale spreads it right to Scott Morris. There'll be nerves and tension in the Southend side now, and in Roots Hall, this stadium, they've had 4 consecutive defeats against much stronger teams perception-wise than Aldershot. But this Aldershot Town team have played well for the entire game, Craig, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've really given those supporters at the end something to shout about now.
And Torquay have equalised at Gateshead as well. Ever-changing fortunes. Wrexham have taken the lead at Bromley in the 56th minute. That game is a little bit behind some of the others. Here, it's Southend 1, Aldershot Town 2, but Southend now looking to get back into this one. Cardwell's got the ball down by the corner flag on the right-hand side. Tries to get his cross in. It's cut out, but it doesn't go out of play. Scott Morris has picked it up. He tries to get a cross in. That's cut out by Partington, and it's a corner to Southend. And Southend's playoff hopes were starting to look a little bit unlikely at 7 points off of them. They certainly can't afford a home defeat against Aldershot today.
Let's not speak too soon.
Maidenhead 2, Maidstone 1. Corner comes in, it's flicked on, and then at the far post, follow-up shot is horrendous. It's skidded wide by the number 16, Harry Taylor. I would say that he was 10 yards out, coming onto the ball, packed area in front of him, but he tried to literally rasp it, and as soon as it left his foot, we could see it was skewing horribly wide.
They can do that all afternoon as far as I'm concerned.
So that's Harry Taylor with Southend's third. I make it effort of the afternoon. Aldershot have had 12, and they've now scored 2 of them, and the ratio's coming back round a bit.
It's great to hear those Shots fans behind the goal.
Yeah. Ashby Hammond with a huge goal
kick.
They
were loud before.
Comes off of
taking the roof off the stand now.
Yeah, comes off of Kensdale, and Kensdale goes back to take up a position. Glover will come forward to take the throw for Shots, who at the very least just need to keep playing exactly the way I have done for the whole game. It's too easy there for Hobson just to push a little bit into the back of Hutchinson and see the ball go sailing over both of their heads and into the hands of Steve Arnold. Coming across now is Pendlebury, who's just a little bit late. He tried to stop at the last minute, but he was already too committed, and he took out Ralph there. A free kick, I beg your pardon, Pendlebury, sorry, and he tried to pull out, but it was too late. Free kick to Southend on halfway. All they've done really is shift it from the left side to the right via the centre backs. Now into the feet of Harry Taylor, who just plays that one wide for Southend. At least he had an effort on goal, and now Southend try and play it out from the back. Kensdale to Ralph. Ball forward from Ralph. Will that be kept in? It will, by Callum Powell. Looked like he'd overhit that, but he just put a bit of backspin on it, and it stayed up nicely. And here's Bridge trying to get across in from the right. And do you know what? Kenlock does really well there, Because I thought Cardwell might be favourite. How did you see it?
That was a really, really good bit of defending there by Kenlock, because had he not made that interception, Cardwell had a free header at the far post.
The ball's with Ashby Hammond, so a momentary worry there for shots. Scunthorpe 3, Wealdstone 1, Bromley 0, Wrexham 2, and Regan Booty scored that Maidenhead goal, that Maidstone goal at Maidenhead, so 2-1 there, and it's Eastleigh 3, Altrincham 1. And Kieran Evans got that vital equaliser for Torquay against Gateshead down at the bottom end.
Suit us if it stayed like that, wouldn't it?
It would. We won't start totting up points and differences just yet, because this is Aldershot Town. But they've been behind since the 15th minute. They got level in the 63rd minute. And then on 70, from the penalty spot, Joe Partington has put his side ahead. Here is Cav Miley picking the ball up in a bit of space, but he's been robbed of it by Pendlebury, who feeds Class. Class goes back to Tyler Frost, who plays a ball just to buy a bit of time into a big channel of space. So far deep in the Southend half that Steve Arnold comes to get it. He'll feed Hobson. And since Aldershot scored, 6, nearly 7 minutes have gone. Southend 1, Aldershot Town 2. A day of anniversaries for your commentator this afternoon, and a tour of duty for the Aldershot Town faithful. At the moment they're in charge of this one. Corey Jordan clears away, and he's fouled as he does so by Cardwell. Kev Maher opens his arms out wide to look to the fourth official as if to say, what's wrong with that? I tell you what's wrong with that. The Aldershot player just got kicked.
It was absolutely a foul. I don't know what he's talking about. We need to employ a bit of gamesmanship now. I don't think Jordan's hurt, but he doesn't need to be in any rush to get up.
Don't want to be too self-indulgent. I mentioned it once at the start, and I mention it once again now. It's 6 years today since I did my first commentary, taken over from Gav Dennison with Nicky Bull up at Guiseley, and it's 50 years this week since I saw my first Aldershot Town game as a 7-year-old, along with my brother Patrick Worrell. I never actually saw any goals that day, even though Aldershot won 1-0. And that's because my mum and dad brought us in at half time. It was already 1-0 to the Shots, but they did win the game. I don't think it would have mattered. Here's Southend clipping a ball over the top. It will be chased by Powell. I think Glover will get there first, and he does really well. Just turns it into
safety
touch.
First, he did well there. That's all he needed to do.
They've taken it quickly, Southend. In comes the cross from the right. Corey Jordan heads that one away. Only as far as Kensdale, who skips inside his man. He's going to try a shot from distance here, as in, no, he's cut out brilliantly by Kenlock. Kenlock feeds Tyler Frost. And now Aldershot are just a bit reluctant to chuck players forward like they were at 1-0 down, and they were at 1-1, but not now they're 2-1 up. It's understandable. It's human nature. We're into the final 12 minutes here, and the Shots have a precious lead. Cordner wins the header. Cardwell slips it out to the left-hand side. I beg your pardon. It's Cav Miley, sorry. And Aldershot get onto it, head it back to Ashby Hammond. He plays it forward. Hobson wins the header. That'll bounce in between players, really, and Callum Powell will pick it up. And now he turns and faces up the penalty area. Is he going to try a shot left-footed? He is. And it's desperate lunge from Cardwell to try and get onto it. And Ashby Hammond clutches onto it. And isn't it crazy, the psychology of it, Craig? Southend had barely created the chance in the game. Aldershot go 2-1 up. And now they've had 2 or 3 little moments in front of the Shots goal.
Yeah, and it happens quite often watching Aldershot, doesn't it? You find that they go into a lead and they maybe sit back on it, or are forced to sit back on it, and sometimes can cost them. I'm hoping that they'll actually maintain now and get the impetus back again and start putting Southend under a bit of pressure. A third goal would make it a lot more comfortable. Partington
into Amaluza. Amaluza up towards Pendlebury. Pendlebury is on the floor, but no foul given. It'll be a throw into Aldershot. Glover comes forward to take. You can see Aldershot trying to calm themselves down and just run down the clock a little bit when they do get a set piece or a throw. That's normal practice. You'd expect that from any team. Here's Glover throwing it down the line towards Amaluza, who's just literally being pulled off of the ball, and it has to be he's giving the free. Okay. The 2 players, I'm guessing, must have had hands on each other and spinning each other around.
Amaluza's getting a yellow card for kicking the ball away there.
Yeah, it's a silly one. Silly yellow there for Amaluza.
To be fair, whereas I obviously don't condone what he's done, it looked like he was the one being fouled there rather than the Southend player, yet the referee chose to give Southend, or the linesman, because it was him who flagged it, assistant referee.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Craig. And we're going to update our radio listeners now. So a yellow card for Justin Amaluza. Yeah, we're in the 81st minute. Dare I call it squeaky bottom time? I mean, there's going to be a lot of it, isn't there? There's 9 minutes left, but Aldershot was so in the ascendancy at 1-0 down and 1-1, and they've gone 2-1 up, and now they're not, I wouldn't say hanging on, but Southend are having plenty of the ball. They're creating one or two little moments in front of the Shot's goal, but Powell has had an effort saved. Harry Taylor's skewed one wide. And Aldershot are 9 minutes plus whatever this referee adds on away from a win on the tour of duty today. Southend players just been pulled down out on the left hand side, halfway inside the Shots half. They'll have an opportunity now, Southend, to get a ball into the penalty area, but the Shots have done really, really well to this point performance wise, and hopefully, Joe, they can hang on from here on in. Southend 1, Shots 2. Southend throw inside the Shots half. Southend enjoying more possession, more territory. Aldershot just human nature, looking to hold on to what they've got. And there's a nervy 420 Shots fans away to our right, Craig. But at least it's a different kind of nerves, isn't it?
421 if you include me as well.
I'm impartial, of course.
Amaluza's looking a bit tired now, and I'm just wondering if it's time to consider.
He's received the ball, he's pulling away from the man, he's bombing forward, and he sends it out to the left hand side to Jake Hutchinson. He's got Tyler Frost bombing on. Oh, poor touch from Hutchinson, but it should run through to a Shots player. It does. Class to Kenlock with a little ball down to Hutchinson. The fresh legs showing for the ball, holds it up nicely, goes back to Class inside to Amaluza, and Amaluza really playing a big part in both the Shots goals. We're going to see another substitute soon. I'll tell you who it's going to be. It's going to be Josh McCoy, but here's a ball out to the right hand side. Glover jumps, can't win it cleanly, but gets the ball to the right hand side, and it's cut out by Bridge for a corner to the Shots. Great work from Glover. The clock ticks on, it's creeping towards the 83-minute mark. McCoy will be on at some point, but not just yet. I'm not sure who it will be. It could even be the skipper, Joe Partington, but having potentially been sat on the window, I don't think he'll want to come off, Joe.
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Amaluza, because he's run his socks off today.
I'm glad you said
and
socks.
It is, in fact, Corey Jordan.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh no, Jordan's come over for a drink.
Yeah, it is.
And that would be worrying, wouldn't it? Taking off a centre back at this point, 83 minutes gone. Amaluza, what a game from him. We'll find out in the next 10 minutes or so, listeners, if he's amongst those Craig's considering for his Aldershot Town man of the match today. I'm sure he's in the shake-up, but Craig can let us know probably when we're in added time or when the game's over. Southend 1, Shots 2. Corner though to the Shots. Pendlebury, in it comes, headed up in the air by a Southend player. Glover jumps. The ball doesn't get cleanly won by anyone. It's picked up by McCoy in the penalty area, and he's fouled to do so. It will be a free kick to Southend inside their own penalty area. Can you tease us a little bit with the Shots man of the match? Have you got it down to 2 or 3?
I'll tell you, there are a few candidates. Ryan Glover's done well. Miles Kenlock's done well, I think, at left back today. Yeah. And Amaluza, of course.
Cordner
and Tyler Frost.
And Tyler Frost as well,
so
I think you're right.
You've got to look amongst these. I have to say, although I wouldn't
good play. Sorry, Craig, between McCoy and Hutchinson. We'll come back to that point when we can, but Shots looking to counter here. In fact, now that, what's Glover doing? Sabitio kick there, he just stopped, went back and swung again. Now he goes forward. That's a good ball up towards Hutchinson. Can he take it nicely? No, he can't. On the edge of the penalty area for Southend. They've got it back in their defensive third, Craig, and you can make your point now.
The only point I was going to make was that Michael Class has had a very impressive second half.
He's done well. He's come right into the game and got involved, and he's on the ball now, and he touches it out to the commentator's curse. He's just chopped down the Southend player. Free kick to Southend. Don't think he's going to be any more than a foul. The referee's had his card out a few times this afternoon. He pulled the first one out in the 3rd minute. You do wonder when you see him that early, don't you? That was for Ochieng, who's now off. 85 minutes are completed. There's a good tackle from Pendlebury, winning the ball. He's another one, that has worked so hard, tirelessly hard. And I think the fact that we're naming 5, 6 or 7 players that might be in for the Aldershot man of the match tells you one thing. It's been a good all-round team performance. Here's Bridge on the left-hand side, receiving the ball with a bit of space in front of him. Offers it to Glover. Goes one way, then the other. Plays the ball into Powell inside the penalty area, tries to get room for a shot on his right foot. Can he make room for a shot? Squares it. Shot comes in, half cleared, and now it is cleared by Class, but not very far, straight to Kensdale. He'll stroke it out to the right-hand side, to Morris. Morris's pass is poor and goes straight into touch. And Morris might have his mind on other things. He's packing his bags tomorrow to go up to join England C. And another sub for Southend, who've got some striking power to call upon. Chris Ray coming off. And Mooney has gone off. So Mooney can't score against Shots again this season. But yeah, Chris Ray and Callum Powell. Chris Ray, of course, was at Banbury in the National League North last year. Scored a hatful of goals and hasn't quite really established himself at this level yet. But a dangerous player, nevertheless, a powerful player.
Any relation of the Arsenal player, Ray?
I don't know.
Play for them?
I don't know is the honest answer. He's of similar stature, if you like, and build to Junior Marias, who's just left Dagenham to go to Notts County. Talking of Dagenham, Mike Fondop has equalised for Oldham up at Dagenham. Michael Cheeks got a goal back for Bromley at home to Wrexham. And Scunthorpe have got a fourth against Wealdstone, who only know how to win big or lose big at the moment. And that's up to date with the scores elsewhere. But here at Roots Hall, the Shots are on the edge of something very precious. Not just 3 points, but 3 points on the road on a tour of duty game. Something they haven't had for a few seasons. I haven't got the stats in front of me, but they might have a chance to counter here as well. Pendlebury feeds Hutchinson. Hutchinson over halfway now feeds Glover. Glover lifts the ball over the top, and Pendlebury a little push in the back, and the referee spotted it. He tried to get away with one there, Pendlebury. Southend quickly take the free kick on the edge of their own penalty area. Morris into Taylor, back to Morris. Morris into Powell. Powell back to Morris. Morris into Kavanagh Miley. And we are 3/4 away through the 88th minute here. Southend 1, Shots 2. Here is Bridge cutting in from the left-hand side to find Taylor. Taylor has to get it under control, a little bit nervy. Goes back to Hobson. Kev Maher's kicking every ball out there. Cross comes in from Scott Morris. Headed away by Kenlock as far as McCoyd. McCoyd holding it up. Into Class. Ooh, Class tries to give it back. He's giving it straight to Scott Morris. Ball in. Has the Southend player Taylor shown too much of the ball? No. He feeds it back out to Powell. Deep cross from Scott Morris. And Glover takes no chances. Heads it behind. It'll be another corner to Southend. We've got a minute and a half to go, Craig, plus whatever the fourth official adds on in the next 90 seconds or so.
And whatever that is, it's going to seem like about 2 hours.
It is. It is. Corner to Southend. They trail the Shots here by 2-1. Right-footed, it's going to be an in-swinger. Out it comes to the far post, and Ashby Hammond's there, and he's caught it, and he goes to ground. And a moment of relief there for Shots, and nearly all the 420 fans away to our right, or a good proportion of them, Craig, are on their feet now. They're engrossed in this one, they're engaged, they've made the effort, and they're so close to the reward of 3 points.
They are, and they've been great today. Well, they're great every week, but they're particularly been loud today, as you'd expect when there's twice as many as normal away supporters than we usually get.
I've got an update on a scoreline for you here. Coming in from Jeff. It's not confirmed for me yet, Jeff, unless that's an old message. It still says Gateshead 1, Torquay 1 there, which is a scoreline that would be useful. But the most important scoreline is the one Aldershot have got here, and we are 25 seconds away from the 90 minutes being up and finding out how much added time there will be. Bridge tries to take on Glover, but he can't beat him. Glover finds a good ball inside as well to McCoyd. McCoyd going straight through the middle. He's not got a lot of support and backup, and eventually he's crowded out by Southend players.
He had about 4 players on him then in the end.
Glover goes in again, tries to win it. Goes over too easily, Bridge. Free kick to Southend. Ref says get away, Glover, otherwise I'll show you a yellow card as well. And there's going to be 5 squeaky bottom minutes added on here for Shots. Got Scott Morris with the ball in. It's trapped at his feet by Kendrick, but the ball's got away from him to Cardwell. Can he keep it in? I don't think he can, but it's not given. Comes in again, it's cleared away, edge of the area. Southend try and make room for a shot here. Nathan Ralph out to Bridge on the left-hand side again. Glover going up against him again. He's just too desperate to win the ball back, Glover, and he's given away the free kick. He just needs to jockey him there, Craig. He's so hell-bent on winning the ball back for shots, but the adrenaline's pumping through his veins, but he's now given away a dangerous set piece. Bridge will take it, right-footed. It's 6 or 7 yards in from the touchline, 10 yards or so away from the corner of the penalty area on this left-hand side. We're 1 minute into a minimum of 4 to be added on, and it comes from Bridge. Header on, hooked over his head by Hutchinson to clear it. And Cordner might pounce onto it here. Can he spot? Oh, he can spot him. And he plays it inside to McCoy. McCoy looks to find it to Pendlebury, and he can't quite get the weight of pass. And Harry Taylor clears it into touch, but well defended Aldershot Town. They almost got the counter. And it's a throw into the shots, and Pendlebury pumps both fists towards the Aldershot faithful away to the right. The throw's taken down the left-hand side. What's the ref spotted?
Free kick to Aldershot.
Yeah,
he
spotted pushing by the substitute Harry Taylor on possibly McCoy, on the edge of the penalty area, and Shots have got themselves a free kick in a really dangerous position here, and they'll be in absolutely no hurry to take it, Craig.
No, right in the corner of the penalty area there.
It is still Gateshead 1, Torquay 1, so I don't know what app you're looking at, Jeff, but that's a scoreline that will be useful. And
I would be amazed if a cross into the box comes from here. I think Aldershot will just be intent on keeping possession from this free kick rather than creating another goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, Partington takes it and goes backwards to Pendlebury. Pendlebury's going to have a shot from distance. What a great strike. It's parried away and followed up but cleared by Southend, only as far as Partington. He sends the ball out to the right hand side. That's probably going to find touch unless Bridge keeps it in. He does. He pokes it back to Ralph. And we're well into the 3rd minute of added time here. Kenlock puts his foot through it. McCoy heads it on. Kensdale will go all the way back to Steve Arnold. And I make it just over 2 minutes of the 5 added left. Glover, another big jump and big headed winner into an area of space. And it's hooked over his head by Ralph. It's ragged now, and McCoy's in edge of the area. Oh, he's been dispossessed. He was pouncing like a menace there, and he very nearly got an opportunity to wrap things up for the Shots, but they've got to defend again. Southend 1, Aldershot Town 2. Morris down the right-hand side finds Callum Powell. He's going one-on-one against Frost. Frost says, "You're not coming by me," and pokes it into touch. Throw in to Southend. Almost everybody forward except Kensdale and except the goalkeeper, Steve Arnold. Can the Shots hang on for another minute or so? The Shots fans, 420 of them on their feet away to our right, but the ball's up the other end. It's going to be a long throw in from Gus Scott Morris. Towering header from Partington, goes back out to Scott Morris, plays it down the right hand side to Harry Taylor. He goes back to Morris, another raking cross. Ashby Hammond jumps, completely misses it, but it goes beyond everybody. Cam Powell keeps it in play. Bridge has got it. Desperation here for both sides. Ralph sends it into the air. It's headed away by McCoy, only as far as Scott Morris. He tries a shot from distance. It's well parried away by Ashby Hammond and then cleared forward by Kenlock. But it's going to come back again. This time Kensdale's going to send it into the penalty area. Glover jumps, another good winner. Andy finds Hutchinson. Aldershot could counter. They play it to McCoy on the left-hand side. He gives it back to Hutchinson. Hutchinson just needs to find a red shirt and keep possession. Finds Class. Class clips the ball out to the left-hand side, and bombing onto it is Tyler Frost. Is that handball? Nothing given. He's still got the ball inside the penalty area. Twist, turns, goes back outside. Now he runs it to the corner flag. We're in the dying seconds here at Roots Hall. The Shots are very, very close to a precious victory. It would be a 5th consecutive visit to Roots Hall without defeat. The throw's taken into Class. Class exchanges passes. Aldershot will get it again down by the corner flag.
That's it.
There is the final whistle. Aldershot have done it in the tour of duty. Southend United 1, Aldershot 2.
No more than Aldershot deserved. Apart from that last 5 or 10 minutes when Southend put them under a bit of pressure, Aldershot were the better side for the entire game today. That's absolutely what they deserved.
You don't always get what you deserve in football, and for long periods of today, Craig, you didn't think Aldershot were going to get what they deserved.
No,
at the time we might have been a little bit limited in our thinking that they perhaps deserved at least a point, but you know what, they've got all three and nobody can deny that they were the better team and they deserved it.
No, absolutely not. When all those chances went begging in the first half, you suddenly thought, well, perhaps it's just not our day today. But thankfully we persevered, we carried on as we left off in the second half, and we got our rewards in the end.
That's Craig Matthews, who I think may have just co-commentated on his first Aldershot win today.
It is. I've had a win, a draw and a loss in my 3 games now.
Well, I always say to anyone, if you go and watch Aldershot 3 times, you'll probably see a win, a draw and a loss. Obviously, you've been at an awful lot more games than that. But wow, relief here in the commentary box. And Becky Morris says, get in. Bear with me a second.
Aldershot had lots of players today who earned their corner.
I think they might be coming to us first, Craig. Bear with us a sec. Try and get a photo, Craig, of the celebrations there if you can. Yeah. Not too upset about getting the score prediction wrong, Joe. The shots have done it. We had to wait a long while for them to get level. 63 minutes. They took the lead in the 70th. Amaluza played a huge part in both goals. But prior to that, as you know, they trailed from the 15th minute, despite having 8 or 9 chances to Southend's 1 that they'd scored from, that Rhys Murphy goal in the 15th minute. In the end, they did it with relative ease. They had less territory, less possession. They had to defend their goal a little bit in the last 10 or 15 minutes. But right now, Joe, they are celebrating in front of 420 Aldershot Town fans on the annual tour of duty. And for the first time in quite a few years, that particular moment, that tour of duty, has ended in a win for the Shots. 2-1. The goals coming from Partington. And help me, Craig, who got the first one? I can't even think right now.
It was Tyler Frost.
Tyler Frost, there we go. Sorry about that, Joe. Giddy in all the excitement of the final score line here that pulls Aldershot further away from danger at the bottom end of the National League. Aldershot Town, Southend 1, Aldershot Town 2. Craig, I know you haven't given us your man of the match yet, but I just want to stand up and get a photo of that collective gathering of the Aldershot Town squad in front of the Aldershot Town faithful. It's a second consecutive win here at Southend. They won 3-2 last season. And just a final word from you, including your Aldershot Town man of the match.
Yeah, it's been a thoroughly enjoyable afternoon, if not a bit nerve-wracking for Aldershot supporters, in a win that I think we totally deserved. There were several candidates for my man of the match today, but I'm going to go with number 23, Ryan Glover, who I thought had a great game at right wing back and fully deserves recognition for that.
Yeah, fantastic. A lot of contenders. For me, my vote doesn't count, yours does. I would have gone just for Justin Amaluza, whose literally quick feet and trickery led to both of Aldershot Town's goals. A really good afternoon. Good to see for Luca Ashby-Hammond as well. A couple of decent saves in there. Not a lot of hope and chance with the first one, but nice for him as well as everybody else from Aldershot Town's point of view to be on the winning side. Quick look at the other scores elsewhere in the National League, which for once, Craig, when Aldershot have actually gathered points today, are secondary, but we'll look at them anyway. Bromley 1, Wrexham 2. There's still 6 minutes to go there. York 2, Dorking 1. Dan Gallagher back in the side today as levelled there. Dorking, as they always say, never write off the Wanderers. Barnet 1, Notts County 1. So it looks as though Wrexham are going to just regain that little bit of a lead that they got in the National League. Dagenham 1, Oldham 1. Eastleigh 3, Altrincham 2. Halifax 1, Yeovil 1. Good late equaliser there for Yeovil. Gateshead 1, Torquay 1. Maidenhead 2, Maidstone 1. Scunthorpe 4, Wealdstone 1. And Solihull Moors 2, Boreham Wood 0. If the couple of games that are still going end as they are, this is how the bottom end of the National League table will look today. Maidstone 24 points, dead and buried, 13 points off the lead now. Torquay 31 points, Scunthorpe 33, Gateshead in the final position 34 and Dorking 37. Then it's Yeovil 38, York 42 and Aldershot Town 43. Level with Halifax, 2 points behind Oldham, 4 points behind Maidenhead. The Shots stay in 17th place, but crucially have extended the gap to safety to 9 points this afternoon. That's the good news with which we leave you from here at Roots Hall, where the Shots have won on the tour of duty, coming from behind for the first time this season to win a game 2-1 in the National League. That's it from me, and from yourself, any last words, Craig?
No, just to say well done to the Shots and to all their travelling support, who were loud and proud throughout the whole game.
Fantastic. Really enjoyed this one this afternoon, listeners. I hope you have too. The anniversary of my 50th year of watching Aldershot and 6 years since my first commentary game. And what a way to celebrate here at Roots Hall, which is exactly what Craig and the person sat alongside him are going to go and do now. Final score here, Southend 1, Aldershot Town 2.